Woo! Music. Here we go. Alright. Last time, we all got together and played. You guys were in a carriage with Prince Voss and his bodyguard Kurt, and you had an enjoyable meal and an in-depth conversation before the Minotaur Prince offered you guys the opportunity to track down the son of a dragon that could possibly be tied to or even leading the cult of the dragon, which had been infiltrating the bullet train track for some time. You were asked to track it down, this dragon son, Bainabar, and confirm whether or not his mother was the one responsible for the cult, and gather some intel. You guys had a huddle. You spoke about it. You guys were ahead of schedule. You decided that, Cecilia in particular pointing out that this could work in your favor. You could get to Princess Mahon quicker. You could get some allies.
This is going to be the first time I ever
Holy
dye my hair.
shit, that was terrifying. A random ad just popped out in the middle of this. That's never happened to me before. I was like, what the heck? It was the music. So you guys decided to take up his offer, especially when it was promised that in looking for the missing people that Voss had sent out to look for the dragon previously, if you found the treasure, you were more than welcome to keep it. So you guys headed out, cutting your travel time in half as you began to look for Bainabar's lair. You guys are at this point almost pros traveling through the desert. But you found something fascinating on your way, and that was the remains of the people that Voss had sent. Car tipped over, scorch marks everywhere, a blend of lightning-based scorch and fire-based scorching, as well as the imprints of what looks like a massive being slamming into the ground and rolling before picking up flight. You were able to recover a series of supplies, including the platinum that had been left untouched, before you continued heading onward, following flashes of light in the sky of what looked like an intense combat. And that is when you remembered that the faux phoenix was also surfing the sky, and there was possibly a chance that you were interrupting a turf war between Bainabar, the blue dragon, and the faux phoenix. Eventually, you were able to trace it to a small sanctuary within the bones of a leviathan and a small oasis within. And you were correct in your assumptions, because a massive bird, some kind of monstrosity type entity with flaming wings, was indeed circling the sky, while a young blue dragon scoured through its lair, taking shots at each other from a distance. You guys crafted a plan. A ridiculous plan, but a plan nonetheless. And decided to secure a sock placed with gunpowder to Reginald, alongside Mirabelle's 5 vials of drow poison. And as you sent it off, you realized too late that you didn't just send off the vials of poison and the smoke powder, but rather also Nev's remaining supply of antinethine. Nev, your antinethine is gone. Make sure you remove that from your inventory.
Well, so, okay, it wasn't all of... It was, one vial. I have two.
You have 2 vials? Where did you get the second vial?
I don't remember, I'll be honest.
Oh my god, okay. I thought you had 1. Okay, so make sure you mark off that 1 vial.
Yes.
That being said, Reginald, in a kamikaze-style effect, flew into the mouth of the faux phoenix and incinerated the smoke powder in the fiery mouth of the bird. It took heavy damage from the initial explosion, as well as falling unconscious from the many vials of drow poison within. But that is when you all realized that a familiar green began to fill the creature's body, and antinethine was also beginning to take effect. The faux phoenix spiraled out of the sky and crashed into the water of the oasis below, unconscious. And that is when Bainabar became aware of your presence. You tried to speak to the dragon at first, but Benabar spoke of his mother's vengeance and declared that he does not need the help of any outsider. He attacked. Many of you were immediately knocked unconscious by the horrible ray of lightning that shot from its mouth. But after some teamwork, side-by-side fighting, and sheer resilience to the already injured Benabar, Cecilia was able to deal a finishing blow as the dragon spiraled out of the sky and crashed somewhere above the lair in this oasis of the Leviathan grave. However, as you all struggled to get your allies to your feet, you realize with horror that one of them is not responding to your healing. Oh my god, another ad. What is happening, bro? And that is Rhett. As there is a gaping hole that is refusing to heal, and Rhett's life had already slipped away. That being said, in this moment, what do you do?
I think the very last thing that happened, right, was like I had healing worded Aurora from where I was chilling, like, by the pillars, and then Viz was the one that had just, like, realized what happened to Rhett. So I think as soon as Viz says something, we know what's happening.
I mean, if it's not Viz, it would probably be Mirabelle, because she is literally right next to Rhett and staring right at the giant gaping hole in his chest.
Yeah, I think Mirabelle was the first person to see that it didn't work out.
Guys?
I guess Glorb will look over at Mirabelle's panic.
I think Mirabelle will kind of tilt Rhett up enough that anyone looking over in that direction can also see the giant gaping hole in his chest and the fact that he has not woken up.
You just pick him up.
Okay.
You just pick him up. It's just like, look at it.
You guys see as Mirabelle lifts up Rhett's body, there's a gaping hole in Rhett's chest, and his head is kind of lolling, and he is completely unresponsive, and all of you can tell right away this is not simply the body of your unconscious friend. Like, he's limp. There's no life left in him.
Okay, well, Glorb's gonna jog over and fish that diamond out of her bag while she does.
Mm-hmm. At this point, I'm awake, right? Because I've just floated down to the ground and I was healing worded.
Yeah, you feel yourself coming back to consciousness as your feet kind of touch the ground, thanks to the feather fall of Cecilia.
Okay.
You're kind of really disoriented because the last you checked, you were in the claw of a dragon. You were killed by the dragon, and you felt your body kind of lurching as you were dropped from the sky unconscious, and now you're kind of like back standing, but you're like you've touched the ground with an unnatural grace, and there's no dragon, and there's a lot of chaos around you.
Okay, when I hear Glorb, or sorry, not Glorb, when I hear Mirabelle shouting, am I, even though I'm kind of out of it, am I able to turn and like see what's going on?
You're able to see it because Mirabelle is holding up Rhett's body. You're about 65 feet from it because you fell from the sky.
Okay.
And you had been chasing the dragon. So you see from 60 feet away from you the chaos of Glorb is sprinting towards Rhett. Everybody's kind of rushing over, but Rhett is dead.
Okay. Yeah, Aurora blinks, like, I'm just gonna say she's definitely rattled, disoriented, and, like, seeing the hole in his chest is just frozen.
Alright. Glorb will go over with that, diamond she got from the spiders in her hand, and go, touch Rhett, and cast Revivify. And I think, just for flavor, Rhett's got, like, a big hole in his chest, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I'm assuming...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm assuming the spell works. I think, just for flavor, tell me if it doesn't, but otherwise, like, in terms of how Glorb's particular version goes, it just, like, kind of, like, frosts over with a sheet of ice first, before, like, turning back to skin as the hole heals, and he, like, unimpales. And you, come back to life with 1 hit point.
So I'm gonna... Sorry, Sally, there's no reason you would know this. But in our campaign, we do Revivify a little bit differently.
Oh, okay.
And that is because with magic and laws and gods and spells, there is nothing so certain as life and death.
Okay.
So, this is Rhett's first time dying. The only other person in this party who has died before, is Mirabelle, and this was before the campaign began. But this is everybody's first time using Revivify in the Creations of Gildmoor campaign. So how this works is the DC to revive is very low. But you do still need to roll. So every time you die,
or is Rhett rolling?
You are rolling. Because you are casting Revivify.
May I use my Flash of Genius to add to this, or no?
No. Unfortunately, this acts like a D100 roll, but we use a D20. So,
got it.
Essentially, what you're going to do, Stella, is I'm going to have you roll for Glorb's Revivify spell. Now, Rhett has only died once. This is your spellcasting modifier. So whatever your straight spellcasting modifier is, which I believe because you're a druid is your wisdom. And you just need a 10. It would usually be a 50% chance, but you're a druid, so your bonus is high. I'm gonna just need you to roll a d20. Add, is it a 4 or a 5 for your wisdom?
Currently 5, because we've still got the thing from Bounty, right?
Yes. So all you need to roll is a 5. If you roll 5 or higher
so
on
I've
that
got
d20,
17 total.
17 total. Amazing. You rush to Rhett's side, you put your hands over the hole, you begin to cast the incantation. As you feel the power of nature, which you're in a rugged, wild landscape. As a druid, it might not be your kind of nature that you're used to, but it is certainly nature that you can grasp onto in the wildness of what it means to come from the land. You begin to cast over the scorch mark and hole through Rhett's body that goes in through the shoulder and out clean through the other side. And as you begin to chant slowly, all of you are watching with bated breath, the gun on Rhett's side, which had originally been in his hand during this combat and is now loose on the ground, the smoke pours out from the gun and begins to slowly weave around your hands as you speak the incantation. Rhett. We're gonna cut to you for a moment.
Oh.
You come to at a poker table.
Oh. Oh no.
Rhett, if you wouldn't mind describing another ad, I have to change this music. Okay, Rhett, if you wouldn't mind describing what some of Bounty's fellow poker players look like.
Oh, that's right. I described them a while ago. What were they all? One of them, they all, like, specifically would have, like, animal skulls, like, no matter what. Like, they're all just, like, people of different, like, sizes. Like, one maybe gnome size, one maybe, like, human size. But they're all in suits, just like Bounty, if anything, just more, like, tidy, almost. But all of them have skeletal hands, like normal, but a skeletal animal head. Yeah, I think one was, like, a whale head. I know one was a cat head.
I believe there was a hound, like some kind of like Doberman as well.
Yeah, I think so. The specific ones, doesn't have to be any specific ones, but yeah, they usually all have animal-like heads. The cat one always was, I remember, one, because it's a little tiny cat in a suit.
Right. So, you come to playing poker. And you have a very bad hand.
Oh.
It's like a 2, a 4, a 6. There's like maybe a 5.
I don't even know how this works.
It's not a good hand. And you're holding your hand and you're like, oh god. And you look around at all of these individuals who are just staring at you, little bits of white glowing behind the animal skulls. One of them goes, weren't supposed to see you for a while there, Rhett. And it's the cat kind of speaking through like an open mouth. And it's not making a lot of noise, because skulls themselves don't make a lot of noise. But the voice comes clearly behind the clacking of bone. And the Doberman kind of like tilts its head, much like a dog would in life at the sound of like a squeaky toy. And go, "Shame. Don't you have friends that are supposed to bring you back? What are they doing right now?"
I feel like as Rhett's like trying to like because at one moment he was just seeing a dragon and the next moment he's playing poker. So he's kind of he's like looking at his hand and like trying to gather his thoughts, and then he starts like patting his chest. Do I see like anything on me, or is it?
You have nothing on you. It is your clothes, and you know your gun isn't even there. Your gun's gone.
Well, like, do I see any wound there, or any like
no.
any wounds at all?
No wound at all. But you do, as you look at your hand, realize that you are faintly translucent.
Oh. Did I just die again?
All the heads kind of look at one another. The whale kind of like leans in slowly, puts the cards down on the table. "Aren't you supposed to tell us that?"
Yes, I think I just did.
You hear the impatient snapping of fingers together, just quickly. And the beings kind of put their cards down and just evaporate into smoke. You can hear the sound of heeled dress shoes clicking on the floor. And you don't need to turn your head to know who's there, as Bounty kind of just like steps into the clearing. "Hey, Rhett, long time no see."
Hi. Hello.
Welcome back.
Been a couple days.
Couple days, couple hours, couple minutes. Who knows? I'm always there, as you know. Number one. You and me, Rhett, number one.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. You died. Again.
Gathering.
So here's the funky part about it. If your friends don't bring you back, I'm gonna have to revive you into a new body.
There's like a sudden flash of like fear in his eyes, as like a little like I feel like the man's been sweating. This man's been sweating. He's like, what the fuck is going on again? So I feel like he's been sweating, and yeah, that fear flashes through his eyes.
And here's the thing as well. We got a big mission to get under control. So I'm gonna need to put you in a body that ages like really quickly. I'm thinking a kobold. Adulthood, 6 years. 6 years is enough time for you to grow up again. Give you some time, get good with a knife, and then we put you back in the fray.
They'll bring me back. I don't think we have to worry about that right now.
Oh, you think? Oh,
he's like putting his cards down too, because he's like out of it.
Oh, okay. So you think they got the tools at their disposal to bring you back this time? Because I can only play with fate so many times, right? Unless you want to make another deal, I'm gonna have to put you in a kobold.
It feels like almost a threat.
I don't mean to make it weird. It's just like, we got missions to do and problems to solve.
Uh-huh. We got a diamond before, I know that, when we fought those, the wives. I'll be back. We don't have to think about another body at all.
You'll be back?
Especially right now. Yeah, I will be right back.
In the back of the room, at the same time you say that we'll be back, you hear a sound like a microwave dinging, as if it like finally cooked. And Bonnie goes, "Oh, what do you know? They are bringing you back. Oh, good for them. Oh man, maybe I was wrong about that. They got their priorities right.
I kind of want it to actually be some food. It's just an apple pie or something.
Can you imagine? It's just my apple pie. Wait, is this in character? Or are you saying this is you?
No. I'm saying this out of character.
Oh, okay. I was like, can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? Yeah, so, oh, look at that big one. Oh, I know you can't see this, but I got eyes everywhere. That big one's really putting it all in. Let me give her a little hand here. She's just, her middle finger's just slightly off. Okay, there we go. I got it. Okay, so good news. You're going back in your body.
Okay, good. When's that happening?
I don't know, but can I give you a handful of selective advice?
Not die?
That cloak I gave you, so you know, makes you invisible? Did you forget?
Oh yeah, you think that was going to work with the dragon?
Yeah, it would've actually. It would've.
It would've?
Yeah, it would've.
Normally that doesn't.
I know.
I'll remember that now.
But it was a baby. Anyway, you gotta go. Just, you know, be a little more careful because I'm being serious about that cobalt. You guys don't find another diamond, this shit happens again. I'm putting you in a cobalt, Rhett, because we need to get this mission done.
Rhett's entire fear now.
I'll make you a cute one.
That's just his fear. Nothing against kobolds, but...
Anyways, oh look, you can feel your body slowly fading. He goes, I'm losing you. Okay, have a good one, be safe, mwah, Bounty loves you. And then the connection cuts, and you find yourself snapped awake in your body. You are in agony, by the way. You're in so much pain. 1 hit point.
Yeah. Rhett, like, jolts awake. Like, I feel like immediate, like, shoot up. If he was, like, on the ground, like, laying down, he just shoots up. And at first...
If he shoots... if you shoot up, Glorb will, like, kind of catch you by the shoulder and say, like, easy.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to roll on D&D Beyond. I don't know what that does.
You got a 12 on your death save.
Hey, look, you succeeded this one.
Yay! I just wanted to live. Give me that, man. As like Glorb like grabs a hold of him, he's like kind of breathing a little like fast, and like you kind of look at him, and he doesn't say anything at first, and he doesn't look like it seems like he's like reacting in pure adrenaline to like, so he's not really realizing the pain at first. But as it settles in, he just turns away from you and vomits a bunch of blood.
I'm just immediately going to cure wounds him.
Thank you.
As the blood vomit is happening.
Oh god.
You get 11 hit points, so you're slightly less almost dead now.
Oh, the hole is slightly healed over, just barely. Nah, you know what? Probably not. I almost clicked damage.
Don't kill yourself.
Oh god. Right, we'll be like, thank you. Holy shit. And then you like plop back onto the ground again.
Actually, I'm gonna say, Rhett, before you plop back onto the ground, Aurora just like dive bombs you in the biggest hug you've ever had in your life from her.
Rhett takes 5 hit points.
Yeah, it's extremely it's very painful.
Oh.
Don't jostle him.
Rhett immediately feels the pain from the chest, like when Aurora tackles him, but he mostly like
he doesn't like
you'll see
tackle.
it. You'll see his but you'll see like cause like the pole probably you'll see him flinch, but it's actually not like you'd notice like from like the flinch of the pain of the chest, because you see his hand go to his leg. But he didn't get wounded on his leg, but you'll see like him hold his leg. I'm fine. I'm alive. I'm okay.
You're alive. You're alive.
Yep. That's crazy. I didn't think that would happen twice to me, but holy shit.
Aurora kind of like sits back on her heels, like probably has some of the blood on her now, but she doesn't even notice. She's just holding his shoulders. You're alive.
Mm-hmm. Are you okay? Looks
oh yeah,
over.
now you're going to see that Aurora just like has like she got practically got bitten in half by the
I probably fucking see a
by
dragon
a dragon.
I probably see a dragon tooth embedded
I don't know. Do I have a dragon tooth embedded in me?
That'd be pretty funny.
That would be funny.
It did not bite you. It clawed you. So no, you did not.
Oh, I thought it bit me.
I thought, yeah,
Okay.
I thought.
Yeah, I thought like it did one bite attack and a claw attack, but maybe.
I think
Nev just looks crispy.
it did bite you. You have like
Actually,
they're not like
you know
teeth.
what? Oh, sorry.
They kind of look like they're huge. So you kind of have like giant puncture wounds in your abdomen that kind of crisscross that look crazy.
Okay. Yeah, so
Holy shit, darling, you do not look. Oh fuck.
I just got bitten by the dragon. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're all right. Right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. This hurts a lot. But I'm all right.
We'll also do a quick pause for a second in this moment. Sorry. There was one thing I forgot about. A lot of you got taken out by that lightning breath in one turn. So I will begin rolling for extended wounds as you guys begin to recover from your shock here. And the pain begins to register for Aurora. Or I believe it was Aurora, Mirabelle, and Rhett.
I also got knocked out.
You got knocked
Well,
out?
I didn't.
I think it's Nev, not Mirabelle.
Yeah, I think the only people that got like fully knocked out were.
I think Cecilia was the. Mirabelle, you didn't get hit.
No,
Did you?
Cecilia was at one hit point.
Mirabelle and I got hit.
I think everyone except Viz got hit, but Rhett and Nev went down like
that
immediately.
initial
I was
lightning
Lord
blast.
also did not
extremely
get
lucky.
hit.
I know Mirabelle
believe...
passed the save, but it still did like over half my health.
Okay, I think it
I
only
think-
downed Nev and Rhett then.
Mhm.
So I will
And then
roll for
Aurora
that
got down
extended
at the very
wound.
end.
And then Aurora, you had more than half of your hit points taken out by the dragon, I believe. But it was technically 3 different attacks, so that rule does not apply because it was not one attack that took you down. So you are okay. Rhett and Nev,
I'm just covered in blood. I just got bit in half.
as you
Quick
guys
question.
begin to
Is the
recover from your
rule-
shock, I'll roll for that. Yeah.
Is the
Okay.
rule knocked out, or is the rule more than half your hit points?
More than
I think more than
3/4
half
of your hit points.
Oh, so I think I would also count.
I think the rule was half, but
I know, I
thought it was
changed it
half.
because it's crazy.
Yeah.
I made a little modification because it was, as we get in higher levels, it's just bonkers.
We're gonna get significantly
Yeah,
more extended wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
I will
fair. That's
roll
fair.
for Cecilia, Rhett, and Nev. My apologies for interrupting your roleplay. Please continue.
Nice. Yeah, Aurora is like staring at him and Rhett, like again, Aurora's not someone who usually shows emotion, and you're the only one who's seen any time that she has shown emotion. You see tears in her her eye, but you also see like there's a little bit of, and I would have to probably look this up to see if it works, but like she's crying from both eyes. Like there you see some tears kind of coming down from her eye patch. Not as frequent as her working eye.
Rhett will like kind of like he's like full of adrenaline right now of just like this is a lot of pain. Holy shit, that happened. I was just in poker. I haven't even mentioned that. You know, a lot of things are going through his brain right now. And he's like, I almost turned into a kobold too. But he's not gonna say that. But the moment like yeah, the moment he sees like Aurora like the tears, it like snaps to him, and he'll like reach over like with a hand and like grab her like shoulder. Darling, I'm okay. I'll be okay.
Aurora covers his hand with hers.
Not the first rodeo.
Perhaps, but she stops, shakes her head. I can't lose you. You're the only family I have left.
Rhett will like his like eyes kind of like get like softer at her, and you like squeeze her hand. Not probably nearly as strong as Aurora's hand, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I'm here, okay?
Yes. You're here. She looks at Glorb. Thank you.
Glorb has been like awkwardly looking away from the emotional conversation, and she just kind of like nods, like yes, yes.
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. Roll a 1, a fucking 3, and a 1, and now I roll a nat 20. All right, fuck this.
Red, thanks to your magical, thanks to the magical healing of the Revivify spell, the gaping hole that was in your body.
My
sheer will. Your mad poker playing skills.
The moment I heard the whole roll, I was like, oh no.
Like, your body went time to fast heal, fast recovery, let's go. Your burns are fairly superficial. You're quite red all over, like up the side of your neck. You have like these like lightning style scars that kind of go up and down the side of your face and down your neck. They look gnarly. But Silas didn't like how I said gnarly. He made some noises. They look crazy.
Silas is like, reroll, bitch. Reroll.
You have like lightning scarring and like deep red, like lobster red burns kind of down your side and over like almost 3/4 of your body. But you are otherwise unaffected by this massive wound. Probably because you died and came back, you know?
Nice.
It was more so of a heart attack that I died from.
Yeah. you got shocked. You got simultaneously shocked out and back into life.
Exactly, yeah.
If it... I rolled a 6.
I actually need you... If you rolled a 6, I need you to roll another d20.
Oh, God.
Checks. While that's happening...
I rolled another 6!
Another 6.
Roll again, another 6. Oh God, you're dead. 6.
The devil from the
devil comes back. The devil comes back. The demon comes back.
Hey, Orcus, what's up?
Nev, as the shock and adrenaline kind of fades, you realize that you did not get out of that battle unscathed. Your good arm, the one you used to shoot, is in constant. It's like buzzing painfully, almost like burning, and everything hurts. And I'm going to send you the practical effects of this, and I'm going to need you to remember the effects of this.
Yes.
As you suffer from
another limb.
Damn it!
And
yeah, she doesn't have limbs to spare.
Cecilia,
no, she doesn't.
What did you roll, Cecilia? Cecilia's just like taking hits in this desert, man.
Yeah, this desert's not
her friend.
Cecilia.
She's a city girl.
My headphones are going in and out. What am I rolling?
Just a d20.
Okay.
Shex, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the dragon at this point? When it fell?
So it's 100 feet above you on the third highest cliff. And okay, so as Cecilia is rolling this d20, I will remind you of the insanity around you right now as you kind of recuperate and recover. You are currently in an oasis where these pillars have been like destroyed and eroded over time. You get the sense that while you're looking at it that it once might have been some kind of structure, and then a leviathan made it its home and then died here. So the dragon made this place a third home that this oasis had been a home of. So the dragon is 100 feet up on like some of the top ends of this pillar because it was flying high in the sky and then crashed into the ground, which thank God, because you're realizing if it didn't deviate left, it likely would have landed on some of your friends. And you see the still unconscious faux phoenix. His body is just limp, kind of sticking half out of this pool of water, this like crystalline blue water. that as you kind of look around this space, you realize the pool of water is filled with coins. Copper, silver, gold coins, and a smattering of what look to be like gemstones. And then as you look above you, you see a smattering of white glinting off in the sun, and you realize that this was not just a dragon's lair, this is a dragon's hoard as well.
Okay. Because there's something I want to do with that, but I've got more to say or ask, but I can wait until after Cecilia finishes her roll if you want.
12. Okay. Okay. The lightning that ricocheted through your body, you still feel the after effects of the jolt. Every once in a while, you feel your body kind of twitch on its own accord, and you realize that you're a smart person. Can you make a medicine check for me?
Oh no, she took more brain damage.
This poor girl.
She's gonna regret joining us.
Because while
She hasn't already.
Nev's is more obvious because it's jolting through her whole arm, and like it's something that she would use, but like for you, this would be like a little more of a thing that you just need to be aware of. And what did you roll on that check?
13.
13. Some part of your skeletal frame has been damaged. You get the sense that the lightning actually probably did a series of minor fractures throughout your whole body.
Wow.
And there is some kind of skeletal breakdown. Almost like the bones in some spaces have suffered from micro breaks.
Whoever's right.
It's Allie taking notes. Don't worry, Allie, I've just sent you the effect that you're going to have for the next little while, okay? You're incredibly sore and stiff as a side effect of this.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what? I already had this.
That's crazy.
Oh, no.
That's crazy.
Like,
You
just
have-
extended.
the mechanical effect I already had.
You know what would be really funny?
It's honestly not that bad.
If Cecilia, you know what would be really funny? After we got out of like having lunch, Cecilia was like, I'm feeling a little bit better.
Like, oh, nope, there we go.
Feeling bad in a slightly
Even if
different
it wasn't
way.
going away.
Yeah. It's
been slightly
Hey,
different
this
way.
is a good day. Oh, shit.
That's why I started
Yeah.
chuckling, because I was like, man, you can't get double disadvantage.
I was wondering
Oh,
when you started chuckling, I'm like, is it the same thing? Because
pretty
I was like, no,
similar.
lightning.
It's pretty
Yeah,
similar.
it's
Like the
same
mechanical effect is quite
mechanical
similar.
outcome.
I believe though
Okay.
she gets disadvantage on stealth checks because her bones are sore. I believe that is new. The strength checks though you already had.
Doesn't say that here.
It's a stealth and strength checks.
No. It says strength checks and strength saving
checks and
throws.
strength saving throws. Okay, yeah. Never mind. You're good.
I think I have disadvantage
I was
on
like,
dexterity
damn.
checks that have to
Damn.
do with hands for something else.
Stealth disadvantage just means your bones are cracking.
Yeah, loud ass bones. My knees pop so loud.
Yeah.
You sound like a 75-year-old grandma. I'm just like, pop, pop.
Mhm.
You sit up, you get up from your chair, it's like crack, crack, crack. Whoop, there we go.
That being said
Oh
though,
my god.
as you all take in the scene around you, there's a dead dragon 100 feet above you, an unconscious faux phoenix about 60 feet in a pool of water, unconscious, that will probably have to be dealt with at some point, and the remains of a dragon's hoard. So as you guys kind of take in the situation, what would you all like to do?
So, sorry guys, just got a couple more things that Aurora's doing. Aurora, finally after seeing that Rhett is, 1, alive, 2, conscious.
Yeah, and if you let go of Red, he'll finally lay back down on the ground.
She's gonna just like kind of, I feel like just kind of get the
He's
sense
like-
of you wanna take a little snooze. She's gonna like you know
not a snooze. Just
She's just like she's like gently kind of lets him go, not like plop, but just kind of like sensing that he just probably wants to lay back down, just kind of helps him and is like just take it easy for a little bit, all right?
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, this is better than being buried alive.
We can unpack that later. All right.
Crazy way to say.
She stands, looks up at the dragon's body, then pauses for a moment, and slowly turns her head to look at Nev. Are you still standing, Nev?
Nev, upon seeing Rhett get up, she's kind of like started to take in like the damage that has affected her body, so she's more so just like looking out and like holding her hand, which is shaking, and she's like grimacing at just like how tingly and painful this is. So she's not looking at you. She doesn't even know you're looking at her.
Okay. Aurora has her gaze fixed on you, Nev, and for everyone else who most likely is looking, Aurora's eye, still, like, tears are, kind of still, like, on her face, but she's, at this point, stopped crying. Her eye, like, glows for a moment. And she just, like, glares at you, Nev, because, again, you're not looking, and just goes, how am I gonna say this? And turns and goes to the dragon's body because I'm gonna carve that thing up.
What did she say? You were really whispery.
Don't know how to pronounce this. Hichaki. I'll check it out.
Oh.
Huh?
I know that word because
I
of Lae'zel.
I don't. Oh. That's all you need.
Did she just call me a slur?
I slur. But yeah, I go up, I say that, and I go to the dragon's body to start carving it up. Like, I'm just gonna take everything I can from it. Scales, fangs, claws, horns, just like anything and everything.
Okay, so
I don't know what all I need to do for that.
How are you going to get up there? Are you gonna go? So you have a couple options because it's on several series of cliffs. Dragons obviously can fly, so it's easy for them to get up there. Are you going to painstakingly go around and like climb up the long way, or are you going to like rock climb this to get to the body?
You said it's how many feet?
It's 100 feet up on like a series of like jagged cliffs.
Trying to look how I can. Okay, technical question.
You can walk around, but it would take probably like 15-20 minutes to like walk around and get up to the body of the dragon from going around the like the cliff sides. This is a huge grave site, by the way. So depending on what you guys want to do in this situation, there'll be a lot to do in a very big space. So you're going to have to kind of commit to what it is you want to do here. So if you want to go to the Dragon Aurora, it's going to take you probably 15 minutes just to get there, whether you climb or you walk around. So just keep that in mind, that you'll be otherwise occupied at this moment.
I probably can't use my side-powered leap at the moment, since even though we leveled up, we haven't rested, right?
No, if you've used it, it's gone.
Okay, well, no, I haven't yet, because that's what I got from leveling up, but...
Oh. Then, yeah, if you got it from leveling up, you can use it.
Right?
No, you can use it.
Okay.
If you've leveled up, you can use it.
It lets me fly equal to twice my walking speed. So can I use that to just kind of like hop, skip, and a jump my way up to the dragon?
Yeah. What does the side power leap do? Is it just like a big jump?
Yeah. I gain a flying speed equal to twice my walking speed until the end of the current turn.
Oh, a fly speed? Girl, you're up there. If it's a fly speed, then yeah, you're up at the top.
Yeah, so you guys just like watch. So Aurora says this word in a language that I'm pretty sure none of you know or have heard her ever use before. And then just like turns, draws her glaive, and just suddenly like boing, leaps up to the dragon's body and proceeds to start carving it up.
Okay. So that is what Aurora's doing.
And sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
go for it.
No, you keep going. You keep going.
Oh, I was gonna say, as soon as Aurora, like, heads off and I see, like, Red is stabilized, no one else is actively dying, I am going to just look around and announce, I'm going to check on the faux phoenix. And turn around and start walking over. If anyone wants to follow me, they can.
I think Nev was also going to go do that after her arm stopped tingling for a minute.
Okay.
Oh, is Nev gonna follow me?
Oh, that's crazy.
What were you gonna do, Red?
I'm not gonna interrupt that.
Are you going over with them, Red? Is that what you wanted to do?
No, I was not gonna go over with them. I was gonna say a thing before.
Okay. Is there anyone else who has
or at least
plans?
like after Aurora left?
Oh, got you. Yo, is my Wi-Fi glitching out?
There's a big delay.
Shit.
I think there's a delay with me. Oh, never mind. You're saying shit really late.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a delay.
One sec. Okay, how about now? Is this better?
Respond to me right now.
3, 2, 1, say something.
Woo.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a delay.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounded a little better.
Oh.
Is there a delay with all of us?
Jeez. Okay, well, we'll just keep going for now.
Okay.
Is anybody going to go to the... So who has plans to go to the Faux Phoenix? And who has plans to do something else, whether that be look around the Horde or do other things?
Cecilia will be looking around the Horde.
Okay, that's one looking around
Orb's
the Horde.
going to the Faux Phoenix.
Going to the Faux Phoenix. Rhett?
I'm laying down.
Laying down. Nev, you're going to the Faux Phoenix?
It's in the middle of a pond, right?
It's in the middle of a oasis. Where there's like a still
In the
clear
of
water.
A now radioactive.
Well, you don't know if it's entirely radioactive yet. You haven't looked. That's why I'm asking. Are you going to the Faux Phoenix, or are you looking around the rest of the pit?
I think I'm going to the Faux Phoenix, but I am keeping my eyes on the water.
Okay. Mirabelle, Faux Phoenix, or the Horde?
I think Mirabelle's actually gonna kind of stay put by Rhett for the moment.
Okay. And Viz, are you gonna go to the Faux Phoenix, or are you looking around the Horde?
Viz will look around the Horde.
Okay, so we have Cecilia and Viz. I'll have you both make investigation checks in a moment. But we will cut to the ones going to the Faux Phoenix for now. So Glorb and Nev, you guys head over. And yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, before we head over there, if like Glorb like announces that she's like walking over to the Faux Phoenix, and then she sees that Nev starts following her, and she is going to stop and look back at Nev and narrow her eyes and say, "Not you."
Yikes. Yikes.
You know,
dog.
I'm the reason that thing is down, so I kind of want to get a good fucking look at it.
Do we hear this, or are you guys farther away when this happens?
No, see,
'Cause
this is the problem. As they're walking, you guys kind of... It's a huge space. So now you guys are all kind of separating out.
This is like the moment that Glorb sees Nev is still walking towards her, so if we're probably still in earshot.
I'd say Viz and Cecilia have gone off to look around this horde. Rhett, Glorb, Mirabelle, and Nev, you guys are still together.
I think for Rhett, you guys could go, but Rhett just like kind of like was like, whoa, that was weird. When Aurora like said that, he's like, what was that word? I don't know that word, but I feel like I've heard her use that word before. And then he'll like look at Nev as like that happens when he hears Glorb say that. I was like, whoa, what? And then he'll like remember, and then he'll be just like, oh shit.
Are you the reason that it's down? Or are you the reason that the water is poisoned?
Well, we don't know if the water's poisoned or not. We do know that Faux Phoenix is definitely poisoned. We don't know how this transfers. And that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Glorb's just gonna turn around and go back to walking over.
Des Nev just follows her.
Alright, we can cut over to reaching the Faux Phoenix now. Glorb is not going to say anything else to Nev while they walk over.
So you head over, and the Faux Phoenix is a massive creature. And it is unconscious. You can see that it's hit the ground kind of back out, so its beak is above the water, so it's able to breathe. But the rest of its fiery body is extinguished as it's mostly submerged.
I want to take a look at this from as far away as I can still be while getting a good look at it, because I am being careful because it's not dead. So the farthest I can be while, like, checking out what's going on.
Okay, sorry, I just need to share the conversation Wolf and I are having on the side right now, because I was telling her how much hide she gets, and I go, you get the hide and the claws and the teeth. And she goes, what about the lightning sac it uses to breathe lightning? I went, it's a sac? I was like, is that how dragons work?
I can check.
What? I don't think that's how dragons work.
Dungeon shit.
Yeah, I think it comes from its chest, like it's an innate power from within. I don't think it's a sac like a lizard, but I could be wrong.
Through a special organ that dragons breathe lightning like other elemental attacks through a special organ that stores and releases magical energy. That's all it says.
Okay, yeah. I would say
it's a magical organ.
It's not a sac, it's a magical organ.
Hey, it says an organ.
And organs
You're gonna
die
fight Wolf
when
on
creatures
biology?
die. I'd say organs die when creatures die. So I'm gonna say you can look for it if you want to, but now that the dragon's dead, it's not innately magical. And because it doesn't flow through the dragon, there isn't really anything there.
Okay, nope, fair.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyway, the Faux Phoenix. Silas, you need to get off me. Okay, the Faux Phoenix. It is massive. Its wingspan itself is like 80 feet wide. And it's kind of curled up, and it's pressed its head back and out, with most of the flames on its wingspan extinguished, except for like the tips that are gently like sticking out of the water and still fizzing a bright red. Its eyes are closed because it is unconscious. But you do see veins. Okay, no, we're not doing a squeaky toy at this hour. Thank you. You do see veins along its eyes and up its throat that are humming a faintly greenish color. And the water itself is not yet contaminated. The bird is unconscious. You do see it starting to convulse a bit. So I'm gonna need one of you. It is like while unconscious convulsing. So Glorb and Nev, this would be a nature check.
Okay.
16.
Oh, I rolled a nat. What? I rolled a nat 1.
Okay. Glorb, you're like, oh my god, it's still alive. Nev, you're like, oh my god, it's gonna puke.
Oh, it's throwing up. It's gonna throw up in the water. Fuck.
Okay. Can I do another nature check? This is something, I am looking at this thing, which is like, has been antinothene poisoned and is like on the verge of death. Do I know which has more likelihood of, like, long-term environmental damage? Is leaving it alive or killing it and having to put its corpse somewhere? Like, which is more likely to shed more antinothene? Can I do, like, some kind of nature check for that?
Okay, there's a lot there. A lot of which I will say are assumptions of what you know about antinothene. So I'd say at this moment, roll an Arcana check for me. Because Antinethine is not natural, it's a magical property.
Because my thought is, like, I don't even need this to be Antinethine specific, I'm just, like, my own wisdom. If someone, like, poisons a rabbit or something, like, will letting the rabbit run around and spread that do more harm? Or will, like, letting it die and pollute the ground do more harm?
It's like putting weed killer everywhere.
Yeah, like, this doesn't have to be an Antinethine specific thing, just in principle for poisons.
In principle for poisons.
I'll still do my Arcana if... Yeah.
Yeah, Antinethine is not a natural poison, so this is still going to be an Arcana check.
Okay. 15.
15. Okay. I will say with your knowledge of nature, what you know about Antinethine is that it snuffs magic at the source. So, it is currently inside this bird. Nev, it is about to puke. Which could be bad. Nev did say it is about to puke. You go, oh my god, if it pukes, could be bad. Could be bad. It also looks near death. It does look like it's barely holding on. But it is also still a magical bird. So it could recover, you don't know. But it is also currently submerged in water. So puking in water maybe could be a problem. If this water went anywhere. But you're dealing with a lot of unknowns right now. Like, a lot of unknowns. If you're going from a space of, like, at the source, we need to solve this problem right now, this bird absolutely could be a natural threat, considering it is now contaminated. But you are going on a basis of guessing, based on what you know about Antinethine, and how terrifying it is to be out in the world. With a 15.
Can I do something really dumb?
What do you want to do?
So I have a bag of holding.
If you're gonna ask me if you can put that bird in your bag of holding, the answer is no.
Not the bird. Can I have it?
Puke in the bag of holding?
Oh, you wanted to puke in the bag of?
Great. It's a magical. It's gonna.
It's gonna destroy
I
everything.
think it's going to. I don't think the bag's big enough because that thing's gonna.
I don't think the bag being big enough is the issue. I think it's the contents of what it's gonna vomit into a magical item.
I also remembered how I just described this bird, and I need to roll something real quick. That's a very bad roll. The bird keeps making that motion, and you do see like foam, green foam beginning to form in its mouth. It's on its back.
It's on its back?
It's on it. It hit the ground on its back.
So it's like, okay, so it's tummy up.
Tummy up, wings out, beak.
It can't.
Facing the
it's
sky.
trying to puke, but it can't.
Trying to puke, it can't. But the liquid is coming up. You're recognizing this could quickly become a choking issue. You could just leave it.
We're... So we just leveled up. My level 7 thing is that I got Baby's first level 4 spell, but I have to, like... I don't get to cast those spells until I long rest, I'm assuming?
No, you get
can I cast,
when you
like,
level
spells
up,
I already know, but just at the higher level?
Yeah, you have a level 4 spell slot because you leveled up.
That's how I was able to use my psi power relief.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, I am making an executive decision because no one else is over here and I'm not consulting Nev. So I am gonna walk over till I'm 60 feet away from it and I am gonna cast level 4 Ice Knife on the bird.
Holy shit.
Whoa, okay.
I want that thing dead before it can throw up in the water. Also, it's dying anyway, so put it out of its misery.
Okay. Let me...
Love that Nev was like, yeah, throw up in my bag, child.
Okay.
And you're like, stab it.
Okay. Roll to hit. You have advantage.
Yeah. I'm sorry if this goes horribly wrong, but it feels like I should kill it.
It's like a mercy killing almost.
At this point.
Okay.
Oh,
can I ask
Christ,
Can I ask you a question real quick? Just so I can prepare? Yeah. What damage does Ice Knife do at a high level?
Okay, so I am casting this at level 4, which means it's gonna take, so it's a ranged spell attack, On a hit, the target takes 1d10 piercing damage, and then hit or miss, the shard explodes, and every creature within 5 feet does a dexterity saving throw, or takes, at this level, 5d6 of cold damage.
Okay, well, it auto-fails the dex check. Is that... I don't know if that's against the I think that's a secondary creature, though. I don't think that's
I
the
haven't
creature
actually
you're hitting.
rolled.
That's why I want to make sure that you know...
I think it's the target and any creature around it.
Does it specifically say that the target and any creature, or does it say any creature around the target?
The target and each creature within 5 feet.
Take 5d6 damage?
Yeah, well, because it's 2d6 normally, but I'm casting it at a cranked up level, so
okay,
yeah.
So it's 1d10, and then it's also 5d6.
Yeah, well, first I have to make a ranged spell attack, and I don't have my normal dice. That's the thing where I'm just rolling with my spellcasting modifier, right?
Yeah, it's just a standard roll with your spellcasting modifier. I will say its AC is very low for a creature.
I think for you it's like a +8 to hit.
Okay. So,
oh yeah, it says right there. Spell attack, right.
So just roll a 6 or higher with advantage.
Oh, with advantage? Okay.
I saw that 5 and I was like, wow, that's funny. Oh my god, is that a nat 20?
20.
Crazy.
Holy moly. Okay. So you're gonna do
Crazy.
2d10 ice damage on the initial hit and then 5d6 damage.
Wouldn't that be 10d6?
Yeah, 10d6 damage.
No,
sorry. It is 10d6 damage.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
So you're gonna do 2d10 and then 10d6. By the way, on D&D Beyond, you can add dice. So if you tap the d6, it'll roll that number like that you're tapping.
Okay.
You'll see a little number here.
Okay, so that's 7 for the 2d10 piercing.
Okay.
And then what is it? Ice knife. That's
I will say right now.
5d6. Okay.
Well, can't she right click on Ice Knife and it will give the option to crit?
Oh yeah, you should be able to tap the spell in your sheet.
Yeah, well, it's because it's only giving me the d10 for that, and not the. Okay, that's another 39 from the 10d6.
Okay, I was gonna say I need you to get 30 damage here, or the thing wakes up, and then it's just you two in combat with it, which would be very bad. Okay, you shoot the ice knife. The knife goes into the throat. You see this green foam begin to erupt from the throat as the knife explodes, and little shrapnels of ice fly everywhere into it, and the creature slumps to the ground. Its beak barely above the water. None of the foam is slowly starting to pour from the mouth. You know, as a druid, what you have done here is a mercy kill, but that foam is still dangerous and it needs to be contained.
Yeah. So I wanna check something real quick.
Nev, you watch Glor brutally execute this dragon. It's basically you watch her execute the faux phoenix.
As Nev was like dragging stuff out of her bag of holding, she's just like, oh, maybe if I remove this. What the fuck?
Yeah, the knife just.
Okay. I'm guessing the answer is no, but I am curious. So Glorb, because she's a Firbolg, she can push and drag as if she were one size larger, so as if she were a large creature. I'm guessing this thing is still too much for me to drag out of the water, but I'm gonna ask, how heavy is it?
I'm gonna look at your push drag capability right now, which I believe you can click with your strength.
Oh, okay.
You can push drag or lift twice your carrying capacity or 30 times your strength score. Your strength score is 17, so 17 times 30.
I think you can also look at her
calculator.
I think you can look in if you go into inventory and go to weight carried, you can find it.
Yeah.
17 times 30 is 510.
Okay, so somehow it's painful. You can't do it. So the bird does weigh 900 pounds. But
oh Jesus!
Because you can push or drag 500 at a half speed, you can pull this at a quarter speed if you pass an athletics check. So go ahead and just make a standard athletics check.
Can I do Flash of Genius to help?
Sure.
And also, I guess in the just for flavor and how I'm helping is I'm like holding up this creature's head to make sure that it doesn't its head doesn't fall over and get drool into the water. I'm flying, by the way.
What does the help do? Is that advantage or?
Yes.
A bonus.
So
or...
take advantage on the athletics check and then add Flash of Genius, which I believe is a +4.
+5. 5.
Ooh. Okay. I'm glad that you gave me advantage. The better roll is 20, not natural. But +5, so 25.
Okay. You're able to pull the head of this dead creature, this faux phoenix, out of the pool. Just the head. The body is still submerged in the water. But you're able to...
is it decapitated?
No,
no,
it's
but,
massive.
Hold it just enough so that the head is out.
It's just massive. There would be nowhere to put the body. Do you know what I'm saying? You get the sense that over time, as you drag the body of this giant bird, which by the way is bigger than the dragon you just fought, you pull this giant bird out of the water so its head the foam doesn't pour into the water, but half of its body is still submerged. Nev, as you looked at this giant Leviathan body, skeleton, you're like, it's about to get another skeleton up in here. It's kind of like you're just making a graveyard for monstrosities at this point. As you pull it out of the water. As you drag it out of the water, Nev, you're able to realize that the entirety of the shine coming from this pool, this clear, beautiful, crystal blue water, you can see the countless gold coins, copper, silver, gold, just coating the bottom from this dragon who has made this space its lair. At this point,
Nev's eyes dilate.
Yeah, fair. At this point, we will cut to Viz and Cecilia, who are stopping at nothing to make sure that they are taking advantage of the fact that this is a dragon lair. You two were supposed to roll investigation checks. What were the results of those 2 rolls? From
21.
21?
Dirty 20.
Oh my god. Okay.
The DM constantly discussed in our rolls.
Cecilia, you find a little path that you realize the dragon must use to lure people up for conversations. And as you kind of head into space, the dragon had been perched on this stone pillar in this mouth of this little den. You kind of realize that it had been perched there protectively, and you walk up this little path and you begin to take a look, Viz kind of on your heels, and you two realize that this leads to an interior space where the dragon was hoarding more than just the loot found at the bottom of the pool. The pool, all those gold, silver, copper coins, that little flash of gemstones that appear at the bottom of the pool, that was the dragon's loot. This is the dragon's valuable shit that you have just stumbled upon. As you enter the cave and see a pile of platinum protruding from an open, beautiful chest, and you see a series of items. Some of them are just mundane and really pretty. You see a sun-bleached kind of map scroll that's drawn on serpent hide of this desert that you're currently in. There's a brass hookah set up with a cracked glass bowl, and a camel saddle with some jewel inlaid straps that are there. There's a desert rose crystal formation kind of pouring from the side of the wall, and a weathered book that kind of sits against it, propped open like it's some kind of religious text. You also see a beautiful mosaic across the back wall that is showing ancient caravans following a celestial path across the dunes. It's jeweled and beautiful, using an assortment of colorful tiles. Ali, what is the name of that park we went to in Barcelona that I'm blanking on?
Gaudi?
Gaudi Park.
Gouty?
It's made out of like
Sorry, I
mosaic
know I'm not
tiles,
Allie.
like the inside of. It's okay. It's made out of like the mosaic tiles that are near Gowdy Park. A beautiful design. There's a jeweled astrolabe, sitting on a stone like pedestal, inlaid with lapis and gold. There's an ornamental trident, kind of sitting on like a hook, and you can tell it serves no weaponized purpose. It is just pretty. With a deep blue mithril color, inscribed with, make a religion check for me. Either one of you.
That's a 16.
16. You recognize the crossed javelins. This is the Storm Lord's symbol on this ornamental trident. And then there's one more beautiful like silk tapestry hanging on a stone pillar at the head of the horde, depicting a 3 or 4 dragons clashing with what looks like horned creatures, and edged in golden thread. Some kind of battle between dragons and devils. In that platinum, there's a lot of shit here, guys, sorry. In that platinum, you see several beautiful gemstones in shades of red, topaz, and like a flaming opaly color. And you also see a pair of beautifully decorated bracers, kind of propped against the platinum, a crooked wand in the shape of a lightning bolt, a sack of like what appears to be like a small, beautiful leather sack, and a massive like half, like, it's a helmet, but it has this like beautiful like golden trim on the front. It's like audacious and ridiculous, but it looks really cool, and it's kind of sitting on the helm there, and that is what you see inside this cave.
Cool. I'm gonna start taking stuff.
Okay. What catches your eye first? What are you going to?
Besides just like a bunch of platinum, like truly I am filling my bag with platinum. The book.
The book.
That withered old book.
You go up to the book. Is there anything on the book that you like immediately are drawn to?
I just want to see if I can like read the script. If it's open, I'm just gonna like take a look at the page and see if I can read it.
Okay. You open the first page, and you see, what languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Goblin.
Okay. You are able to read this. This is Elvish. Every single page has a different title and a different like set written on it. So you flip to a page and you're like, what the hell is this? You see a page called The Jackal and the Mirage. You see a page labeled The Sandstorm and the Mountain. There's one called The Vulture's Feast. There's one called The Three Shadows and the Whispering Bones. Which one would you like to read first?
The Jackal and the Mirage. Are these like children's fairy tales or like anecdotes?
You begin to read. The Jackal and the Mirage has 2 sentences. The jackal chased the shimmering pool for 100 miles, never stopping to rest. When he collapsed from thirst, the mirage vanished, and there was water beneath him all along. You flip to the sandstorm and the mountain. The sandstorm mocked the mountain. I will wear you away, it said, and the mountain replied, in doing so, you will become my soil. You get to the vulture's feast. A vulture asked the wind to guide it to food. The wind obliged and carried it to a battlefield. The vulture fed well, but when the wind stopped, it could not find its way home. And you realize, this dragon kept a weathered book of parables. It was very into parables. And then you remember the way it talked, and you were like, well, that kind of makes sense. But it definitely kept this book like a prized possession.
Yeah, I'll take it. Maybe. Oh, he's dead. I'll take it.
Okay. There is a smattering of things in here, Viz and Cecilia. You two are undoubtedly the best two to handle this because of your magical backgrounds. Are you checking to see if there's anything magical in here?
Yeah, I'm detecting magic.
Okay.
I'll do it as, I won't take 10 minutes. I'll do it as a first level spell so I can do it quickly.
Viz, what would you like to do in this room of treasure, essentially? Does anything catch your eyes or anything you'd like to
do? Platinum. But other than that, I guess he would kind of grab the stuff that like looks like we could use, like people could wear, or like use as a weapon.
Are you checking for usability or value? Are you looking for what's innately more expensive or what'll be useful to you as a party?
As a party.
Okay.
But before Viz actually grabs any of like besides the platinum, Viz will kind of stop and like look at Cecilia. It's like, okay, this is gonna sound kind of funny, but I don't know if we should take everything here.
Oh, to make it look like it hasn't been picked through?
Yeah, because if his mom comes back,
that's so fair. You know what?
I feel like there's a way for her to track us. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave the parable book. She might look for that. That might be a family heirloom.
Yeah.
Okay, that's smart. Just take a few things.
Yeah, I don't think the platinum will matter. I don't think she's gonna look at it and be like, oh, they're fucking 500 platinum short or whatever. I don't think that she's gonna know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like the wand.
You cast Detect Magic, Cecilia.
Yeah.
The things that innately strike you as magical are the bracers, the wand, the helmet, and the dust. That seems to be like in a little pouch, like an Indiana Jones style like pouch. And you kind of like open it and there's like dust inside it. The mosaic is not magical, the astrolabe is not magical, the ornamental trident, not magical, the silk tapestry, not magical, nor is any of the hook is not magical, and neither is the map scroll, or the desert rose crystal formation, or the book. The Book of Parables is not magical.
Maybe we just take the magical things and a bunch of like platinum.
That works for me. I think that's the best way to go about this.
Yeah. So yeah, the pouch, the bracers, the crooked wand, and the helmet.
Yeah.
Are you also taking the gemstones that are in the platinum?
I forgot about the gemstones.
If there's a diamond, we should take a diamond.
Yeah, I think that would, yeah.
But maybe not.
Do any of you have proficiency in a jeweler's kit?
I think I actually might. I do.
That would not. Okay, that would not surprise me. Can you make a jeweler's check for me to identify these gemstones?
I have a follow-up question to that.
Yes.
Bards have half proficiency in everything. Would I have half proficiency in that?
Yeah, you would have half proficiency. You two are the best two to go loot a dragon cave.
Let's do it. Let's see who rolls better.
Hell yeah! What am I rolling?
Okay, roll a it'll be just a intelligence check plus your proficiency bonus.
Oh. Okay.
What did you roll, Cecilia?
I didn't roll that well. I rolled a 14 in total.
Okay.
You got an 18.
Ooh.
18. Viz. Without a doubt, the most valuable things in this room are the 3 fire opals that are sitting in the Hoard of Platinum. If you time this right and find the right seller, each of those opals could go for 1,000 gold pieces each. There is also 4 golden topazes, which are value at around 500 gold pieces. And there's carnelians, which go for about 50 gold pieces each, depending on the seller. But another thing of importance, the silk tapestry, you kind of been looking at this like battle between the dragons and the devils. The golden thread is legitimate golden thread. So it is likely also extremely valuable, as is the mosaic of the Star Road that is above the dragon's hoard. That is using real colored tiles inlaid with gemstones. And the Astrolab has real lapis and real gold in it. And the Trident has real deep blue mithril, which, if sold to the right blacksmith, will go for a fortune.
I don't think we're getting that tapestry down. Not tapestry. I don't think we're getting that stuff on the ceiling down.
No,
I don't
Mars,
think we're
it's
getting.
also like we can't bring the tapestries.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be carrying a whole lot of stuff. We also got that whole ass treasure chest of the other platinum that we're supposed to get.
You guys just walk back encumbered. It takes you 5 days to get to Sarnia.
That's what I mean. It's like we do have a carriage. Okay, let's start filling everything up with platinum. I think we could maybe take 1 or 2 of the fire opals.
Yeah, how many carnelians are
so
there?
here's my question. You guys are trying to make it look like this place wasn't looted?
That much.
Okay.
I feel like that plan goes sideways very quickly.
Yeah.
y'all
If you take-
literally were just like, only the magical, and then you're like, ooh, shiny. Ooh,
Here's the thing.
shiny.
If you take all the platinum from the cave, the place is gonna look looted. It's
No, we're not
spilling.
gonna take all the
We're
platinum.
not taking
We're just gonna
all
take
the
a
platinum.
lot of it.
We're gonna take
We're taking
enough
as much
where-
as we can carry.
where it's like, oh, it doesn't look like much.
Here-
It's like
and
how I was
here's-
saying, like, oh, 500.
Do you guys call for the rest of your friends as well when you see how much stuff is inside here? Or are you guys
Yeah.
Okay. So all of you are quickly made aware.
Just
like
grabs
after we've
Cecilia, so just
decided
like,
what we're
not have-
taking.
What I will say, guys, is
After we've decided what we're taking.
the threat is destroyed because you guys killed the only thing that could possibly wake up and disturb you guys here. You guys are able to. It is nighttime at this point. It's getting very dark.
So we can take
Sorry.
we can take it easy.
You can take it easy. You guys have all been made aware of every single item I described, and the pile of gold and copper and silver in the actual pool. There's also Nev. There is some gemstones scattered around there, but you'd have to dive for them. You have no idea of what value they are, but they are there. And then there is everything I've already described. So I will let you guys decide how much. If you guys want to spend time counting stuff up and determining how much money there is, that is up to you guys. You guys tell me what you are taking.
I think Nev is definitely, if the water is safe.
Good call.
Definitely. Is there a way for me to check if the water is safe before I?
The water
Go
is,
head
you know
first.
the water is safe because the foam was not able to get into the water. And it was
Got it.
contained inside the body of the creature.
Cool. If that's the case, yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of snorkeling
Snorkeling.
for gemstones.
Can I just say that whenever Aurora finishes carving up the dragon, you guys just see her like, and I will say because if this does take me over my limit, since you said it was 200 pounds checks, I'm assuming that means I'm super slow right now in moving.
You are encumbered, yes.
Yeah, so you guys just see Aurora like very slowly making her way back down the hill, just like loaded with the dragon hide, fangs and claws, just like holding it all together, just like her muscles completely bulging with this, and just probably even though it's nighttime by now, she's just sweating from the exertion, but she just like deadpan expression.
That is very true. There's one thing I will remind you guys. You are not at all far from where you left your horses. You have a cart.
Mm-hmm.
If you all wanted to fill the cart up with stuff and then walk
Yeah.
outside the cart,
And
you guys could choose to walk next to the horses so that the cart is just full of stuff. You guys will not be, you could take everything here and not be encumbered. I will throw that
question.
information out there.
Let's do
with
that.
the other cart that was there, was that cart completely demolished, or was it? Do we know if it was?
It was tipped over.
It was
broken.
tipped over, flipped, and destroyed. Yes.
It was destroyed. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was useful or not. Okay, but yeah, you guys just see Aurora like stumbling her way down with dragonhide stuff.
Brett raises a thumbs up into the air. You got this.
I'm trying my best.
Never mind. Oh, I was gonna say, no, sorry, I was having trouble phrasing my thought. I assume that Nev and I were, well, probably Nev, not Glorb, but that one of us will, like, tell the others about all the, like, coins and stuff over in the pond. And that we've, yeah.
I think we see Nev snorkeling in the water, so we can probably assume.
Yeah. Well, look, that's material, okay?
Wait,
that
please
I
tell me
can.
that Nev actually has a snorkel.
It's not a snorkel. It's a metal
Wrong.
pipe. It. Yeah, it's a metal pipe. That she, you know. So it's not really a snorkel. It's more like just a straw. She's just like ass and wings up in the water. With the little metal pole as like a little breathing tube.
The air is your friend, not the water.
That's what she's doing right now.
I know we're in the middle of our loot party. I do have one more question that I don't know whether or not this is something that Shex would have thought of, but I would like to think, so we have kept the pool from being immediately polluted by the bird. If we leave this thing to like sit and decay, is that eventually going to leach antinothene into the environment anyway? Because that's my thought. Is that a thing that I know?
Make a nature check.
Okay. Nature.
You should be able to just tap
Jesus.
the nature skill.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Jesus because I have a 12 total. I'm not rolling well except for that one godsend nat 20.
You're good. You have no idea. This is a big I don't know. Like
Yeah,
a lot of you guys know when you guys were encountering the Wendigo, the reason that those guys were so morphed beyond belief was because of a series of spellcraft and dark magic and artificing and just like necromancy and like a pile of stuff that you guys, every single thing had to go right, and you know that a lot of them were made wrong originally as well. And that came from what the Wendigo was about it at its nature. They picked a dark spirit creature to morph and adapt because it was so unpredictable. This is a faux phoenix. This is a bird. You guys have no idea innately how magical this bird was to begin with. You have no idea what doing like any antinothene is gonna like do to it now, except for the fact that it, right before it went unconscious, the flames did seem to kind of extinguish a little bit. You have no idea if as it decays, if the antinothene is just going to evaporate, or if it's like acid and it'll just melt into the ground. It's a lot of what ifs.
Okay, so comparatively, the Wendigos were like very planned, very deliberate, very like we want to make this specific creature, whereas this whole thing with the phone phoenix was just like, yeah, what if?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah,
Like,
what if?
the Wendigo was a intentional misuse of folklore and necromancy and other dark arts that you know that Ayla created the Wendigo. And she used a lot of knowledge to make it as monstrous as it was. You shot a sock filled with smoke powder and antinothene into a flying bird that then passed out from venom. So, not a lot of intention here. But it also could take months for a bird this size to decay naturally. So you're not...
What if we were...
You don't know.
Okay, because Nev was also on the idea of, what if it just blew up? But that didn't happen. That was kind of her hope. She was kind of hoping for,
Her hope? Crazy.
chunky bird soup is what she was hoping for.
Christ.
You do know that it did
Dang.
explode. Its internals are probably gnarly. And that's probably where all the foam came from, too, because it ruptured from the inside from the smoke powder explosion.
Okay. Okay, so it's just like... Okay, so it imploded.
You got an internal boom.
You had an
Yeah,
internal
okay.
boom so big it almost killed it on impact. And then it didn't die, and it was frothing at the mouth. And then so Glor killed it out of mercy. But but that thing is filled with venom and explosive innards. It's basically being contained by the fact that the bird is so freaking massive that it just couldn't explode everything so quickly.
Okay. Interesting.
All of the realities you're trying to think of right now are really gross, because that bird probably looks gnarly inside.
Is there a way? Okay, I have a spell. Actually, first let me do my the snorkeling business, because then I have an idea.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
Christ.
I was gonna say before. I'm guessing Walnut does that. Viz will be like, "All right, I'm gonna go get the cart. Who wants to come with me? Because a big vulture can come up and grab me and take me away. I need someone to help me."
Aurora, who's currently laden by Dragonhide, goes, "I can go with you."
I forget. Viz never prey-sized.
So Aurora and Rhett go with Viz. It takes about 40 minutes to get the cart there and back. The horses are understandably a little spooked at the sight of a giant Leviathan skeleton, but they do enjoy the water. They do like taking a little drink.
Aurora does dump her the dragon stuff.
It's
into
like
the cart,
immediately
but carefully.
200 pounds of just weight.
Can't
But
wait
you
to have-
did. You got it at
can't
20,
wait to have-
so it's beautifully skinned.
Yeah,
Like, it's not gonna rot.
yeah.
On the way there, Viz will try to get the chest that was at the
Yeah, you're able to pack
the
up the
destroyed
chest.
cart.
It had spilt over a little bit, and like a little bit of platinum had spilt out, but it was a beefy chest. So you kind of tuck the chest, put it next to the dragon hide. You guys have if you guys choose to walk next to the horses, you have so much room in this cart. But if you want to sit in the cart, it's going to be, circumstantial. So it depends on what you want to do here.
At least Ginny and Richard are not in it.
Yeah.
Taking up space.
So
and
what
Viz is in the cart.
what roll do I have to make to find gem?
Find gems. Investigation.
Okay.
Uncut gems. Sorry.
Oh, math. What's my whatever a 19 plus 8 is? That's
crazy.
27.
Crazy. It's cracked. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so you're collecting gold at this point as well, or just the gems or gold?
Mostly any kind of gemstones that would be of value, or any diamonds would be great.
You find you do not find diamonds. This dragon did not seem to be hoarding diamonds. You know that gemstones can be traded for diamonds.
Okay.
But you find 3 what looks like turquoise stones, 3 dark black onyx stones, there's 3 amber stones, and then there's 5 sapphires distributed amongst.
You said so 3 turquoise, 3 onyx, 3 ambers, and then what was the last one?
5 sapphires.
5 sapphires. Okay.
Yes. So that being said, what are you all doing? Are you collecting? Are you raiding this place? Are you throwing everything in this cart?
Viz will reiterate. He'll be like, "Okay, I know it seems tempting, but I think we shouldn't take everything, because if the mom comes back, there could be a way to somehow trace it back to us, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't think anyone wants to deal with that."
think just, avoid things that look like they might hold sentimental value.
Plus,
You
there
think
is
dragons care about sentimental value?
Probably.
plus
Okay,
there
I
is
guess
the
so.
concern of us taking everything into the city.
That as well.
Shelby has just given me a hint.
I'm sorry. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I love the logic. in
No, it's fair
reasoning,
logic.
But Cecilia,
Fair logic.
you would know
Apparently,
this.
if we
you
still
would, you
only
would know
take
this.
half, the mom will still be mad.
It's one of those things where, guys, it's like, by that logic, I love the logic of being like, we won't take all of it. Cecilia, here's what you would know. Blue dragons are conquerors. If you have a bunch of shit in a cave and half of it is gone, you're still like, well, they took half my shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying we take half of it. Like I was saying before, we take like enough
still
platinum
taking a
where
lot
it's
of
not
big
noticeable.
items.
I would say
I skinned the dragon. I think that's gonna be
That would-
pretty noticeable.
Creatures,
Well,
We
that's-
skinned her son.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You skinned it.
That's crazy. We skipped him.
Wow.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's like,
We didn't
wow,
actually-
yes, you see
we
the
didn't
dragon
actually-
hide fangs.
We didn't actually. You guys did that off like to the side, so we didn't fully realize it. But like, holy shit, you really did skin
You
it.
guys are
I
committing
got a nat,
every
I got
war
a nat
crime.
20 on that, so.
Yeah.
I
To be fair,
would
also let's think about this also as well. We don't want to necessarily encumber ourselves and make us like huge targets for robbing when we get to the city.
Yeah, also, there is potential. I don't think this is something Glorb would think of, but it's something Stella's thinking of, is like, if everyone knows that dragons are scary and vengeful, and we rock up to the city with an entire dragon horde, what if people are gonna be like, well, I don't want to buy this gemstone because it's valuable, but
Yeah.
someone might come for me. Like, that's a risk if we're too conspicuous.
I mean, I'd say we should take the 5 sapphires since those are the most valuable.
And perhaps the items that offer magical benefits.
Oh yeah, we're taking the magical items. We're taking some of the gems.
Any diamonds?
No diamonds.
Oh no, I didn't think we found any diamonds. And just a ton of platinum. Like fill your pockets with platinum, guy.
I will say, basically,
Well, they're
whatever people tell Glorb to help carry, she will help carry. She will
There-
take whatever anyone gives her. She is not taking any agency in the looting. Otherwise, she's just kind
So,
of
here's what I will say.
Did we
I'm
already
gonna-
grab the? Sorry.
standing there.
I'm going to arrange it like this for you guys. There is the coin, which is the copper, the silver, the gold, and the platinum. Then there is all of the gemstones. So there was turquoise, onyx, amber, sapphires, fire opals, golden topaz, and carnelians. Then there was the bracers, the wand,
Of those,
the helmet, and the dust, which were considered magical items. Finally, there are precious items, which was the mosaic, the astrolabe, the trident, the tapestry, and then there were like artsy pieces, which were like the map scroll, the hookah, the saddle, the crystal formation of the desert rose, and then the book of parables. So of those things, what are you guys choosing to take?
Well, we're gonna take the magical items, and while we take them, Cecilia is gonna use another first level spell to cast Identify on them.
Quick question: did we already grab the chest of platinum that? The
Yeah, that's what
previous
I
group
said.
had?
Is
We did.
wanted to
Okay.
grab.
Okay. I blanked it. Didn't.
I'd say out of
So
the
we already got a lot of platinum right there.
I'd say out of the gems, we could probably leave everything else and then take the sapphires.
Mm.
It was
Oh, and maybe
the most valuable
fire
things were
opals
the
were-
fire opals. They were 1,000 gold pieces. There was
You
3 of
didn't
them.
mention.
Sorry,
You didn't mention those.
your
the-
items.
Yes, she did. She mentioned
no,
the
she did.
biz,
She did.
man. I'll
She
kill
mentioned,
you,
she
Meg.
mentioned
I've been writing this shit down. Okay.
Okay, okay.
When I
She
was-
mentioned.
when
I
Meg
wrote
went
it down.
surfing-
that was his stuff.
When Nev went snorkeling, she found 3 turquoises, 3 onyx, 3 amber, and 5 sapphires. When
Yes.
Viz looked in the cave, there were 3 fire opals, 4 topazes, and 5 carnelians.
Ah, okay. See, you found it. I didn't.
Yeah, we're talking about the dragon loot.
I swear,
We're
man.
talking about the dragon
Okay.
loot.
Okay. So, out of all of the gems, what are you guys taking? We'll go down the line here. So, out of the magic items, we're taking all of them. We're taking the bracers, the wand, the helm, and the dust.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Out of all of the gemstones, what are we taking?
Fire opals because they're the most expensive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How much are they each?
Next one.
1,000.
Okay, I think that's the same for sapphires, isn't it?
Well, the sapphires are separate because they're from the pool.
Are
not the
they
lore.
blue sapphires? If they're blue sapphires, they're 1,000 gold.
We'll get to that. Fire
Yeah, yeah.
opals are 1,000.
Yeah, I think we're-
Fire opals are 1,000.
Yeah, we're focusing specifically on the dragon horde right now, so not
you
not the
you
fawn.
got all your gems like from
Okay.
like snorkeling. We're specifically looking at the dragon.
Is someone writing this down?
I am.
Oh,
Sapphires,
okay, thank you.
sapphires
Fire
are worth
opals?
1,000 gold pieces each. And there were 5 of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So fire opals, and then what were the next gems and how much were they worth? Like the next
4 golden topazes, 500 each, or 500 in total. Checks. I know it's 500.
5 views
something
each.
500.
The topazes
each.
are 500
500
each. And then the next most expensive would be the turquoise and the amber, which are 100 gold pieces each. And then there would be the onyx and the carnelians, which are 50 gold pieces each.
I think we're fine with the topaz and opals, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
makes sense.
I think we can leave all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just write down what you're
opals-
keeping.
Okay.
Cecilia, are you casting Ritual Identify on these? Because you identify just one item. Are you doing Ritual Identify 4 times?
Then yeah, I'll do ritual aid. Yeah.
Okay. So for the
We're
next
gonna sleep here then. Yeah.
for the next
like while
40
they go
minutes,
get the cart, that's when I'll do it.
Okay. For the next 40 minutes, which when they're getting the cart, you were able to do, it was literally 40 minutes, so we'll do that. The bracers are bracers of defense. The wand is a wand of lightning bolts. The helm is a helm of telepathy. And the dust is dust of disappearance.
The bracers of defense, wand of lightning bolts.
Yep. Helm of telepathy.
Helm of what?
And dust of disappearance, which are all available on D&D Beyond.
Ali and I were thinking the same thing.
So you take all of the magical items. What about the art items? The mosaic, the astrolabe, the trident, and the tapestry. Do you take any of those?
We can probably leave those.
Probably not.
Yeah, well, we can
Biz
leave
is
that.
tempted by that trident, but he's like,
You don't need a
Aurora-
fucking trident.
I call the bracers. I call the bracers. They're for if you're not wearing armor. I'm the only one who doesn't wear armor.
Use that. I'm curious about the helmet. I'm looking at the helmet's both of you.
Okay. And what about the standard items? There is a like a sun-bleached map scroll that has actually I'll get to that in a second. Who looks at the map? Important question. Who looks at the map? I forgot about this. Who looks at the map?
I'll look at. I want to look at the map. I want to.
I will also
glance.
look at the map.
You guys open the map together. You take a look at it. It's drawn in serpentine.
We're doing everything together begrudgingly.
Yeah.
You realize that the map is strange. It's maps of rooms. But as you look at the map, some of it shifts and changes, but you don't think you have control over it. It's almost like, I'm gonna use a real life metaphor. It's almost like a Kindle when you swipe in the next page of a book, but it's as if someone is swiping the next page for you, and the timing seems off and random. Like an old, like Cecilia didn't detect any magic from it, but it maybe at one point was magical, and now has no magical elements, and is just kind of fizzling out. But it's a map of rooms, and you see a series of them. Some of them have names on them. There is the observatory, and then there is the prayer room, and the fossil laboratory, and Nev. A very familiar room flashes by. The Ward of Time. The Ward of the Weave. The Ward of the Pantheons. And it's random. And you're seeing it as you stare at it for 5, 10, 15 minutes. Weird map.
What do you mean it's familiar?
You've heard that name before. You've heard that before.
Can I make any kind of intelligence-based check, like a history, to like?
I will say your natural
into my-
intelligence. This would be your passive investigation. High enough that you've heard
It's an
that
8.
name before, but it's like pulling on your memory, but like you can't fully remember what it was from.
You said Wards of Time?
Ward of Time was one of the rooms.
Ward of Time.
The other thing there is a brass hookah with a cracked glass bowl. So it's like a smoker pit. It's like a spot where you can like smoke hookah and like hang out. There is a camel saddle.
Oh yeah.
And then there's a natural desert rose crystal formation, kind of like blooming out of the ground. And then there's the Book of Parables.
And I think we should take the map, because this seems like, if it doesn't help us, it might help the Minotaur guys in whatever they're pursuing.
Yeah, if Nev doesn't take the map, Glorb's gonna ask the others if she can, so...
I think Nev will take it, yeah.
That's a good idea.
Let me write it down. Funny map.
Yeah.
Alright.
I have a question. This would probably be retconning a bit to, like, before Glorb and Nev walked away from the Faux Phoenix, two things. One, I know we're mostly loading up on Platinum, but Glorb at that point wouldn't have known about all of the platform, so there's just like a bunch of gold in this pool, right? Is it within like hand's reach?
It's a big pool, but you can take your time. Like, it's shallow enough that
Yeah.
you can take your time wading through the water and like stuffing up handfuls of gold. If you guys do take time to do that, by the way, because as far as you know, the only coin in this space is in the pool, and it's the copper, silver, and gold, and then the platinum that is inside the thing. If you guys take the time to count it up in this space, I will send you guys the numbers.
Oh, God.
I will say, I wasn't gonna take the time to count it. I was just gonna say that Glorb just takes like 2 handfuls and leaves it at that. Like, she's not, you know, she's like standing there, might as well, but she's not gonna like count all of it. So like, how much is 2 handfuls of coins from the pool?
2 handfuls of coins from the pool. Are you taking a mixed batch of coin?
Yeah,
taking
she's
just gold?
literally just like, while I'm standing here, it would be impractical not to. So she's just gonna like, you know, angle for a spot that looks gold heavy, but she's not like picking out only the gold coins.
So it's mostly silver in the pool. There is a lot of gold, but it's mostly like, you can tell like 3/4 of this is silver. So I'll say take like 60 silver pieces and like 15 gold pieces in like 2 handfuls.
And then the other. Okay, 60 silver, 15 gold. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to ask is if there's some kind of like nature check or something I can do. I want to see if I would have seen like Aurora going up to butcher the dragon. I want to ask, do I know, is there anything on the body of the Faux Phoenix that would be valuable in the same way, that would be like worth butchering the body? Especially given all we've done to it, or do I think it wouldn't be worthwhile?
Make a charisma check. This would be understanding knowledge of like markets and you know, people, and like finding out what's valuable.
Fair enough. Huh. Not my strong suit, but 15.
15. You remember those kobolds being terrified of the Faux Phoenix, and you wonder if that was the legend that these guys were getting out in the desert. Bringing proof that you killed it, you may be able to cash in some kind of bounty in the city if monster hunters had placed a bounty on it. There is a possibility that like they were like, oh my god, this monster in the desert that's like frying our railway workers. You might be able to be like, we killed it. Evidence. In the way that, like, Aurora has evidence that you guys also killed the dragon.
Oh god. This
So
is
you could
the
take
worst
the
thing
head,
to give Glorb.
You could take the feathers, you could take anything that you think would be evidence that you killed it. You could mount the head on some wood. You could mount the head on some wood.
No.
Like fucking Dracula? What the fuck?
Yeah. Like a deer.
Yeah,
like when
see,
you
the
kill a
problem
deer and
is
you hang the
that-
head in your fucking cabin in the woods.
See,
But you sit on like a piece of oh, I thought like a stick.
No, not
You've
like
given this to
head on a
Glorb.
stick.
And Glorb would have the thought of, like, you could probably get a bounty for this and be like, I don't want to deal with that. Like, she doesn't want to socialize in order to make money. She's never had to deal with money in her life, and she doesn't like talking to people. I guess, in that case, Glorb will take, like, say, like, if I can find, like, you know, there's different types of feathers. If I can get, like 5 of, like, the biggest flight feathers.
Yeah.
I figure she might not bother with the bounty, but she can probably use them for something. So
you-
she'll, like, take a handful of the bigger feathers.
As you grab a handful of feathers, make a perception check.
Okay. Yeah, make sure they're not like dripping into anything or something.
No, just like really low stakes. Really low stakes check.
Perception.
Because I have a thing
13.
I'm about to
13.
do with the phoenix after you're done.
Every feather
God.
is like a snowflake. It has a different swirling red design. It's a black feather, like a raven black feather. But every single feather has a little swirly design, like that's different, like a snowflake, of a little flame pattern. It's kind of a really cool keepsake.
Yeah.
Like it's a rad keepsake. Like if each of you had like a feather, it would be kind of sick because they'd all be different, but they'd all be from the same monster.
You know, in that case, when she sees that, she's gonna take like 10 of them instead of just 5, because like they're cool feathers. She can make something out of that. So she'll throw them in her bag.
You also remember your friend Viz casts spells using quills. So maybe you could turn some of these into quills. They're
Oh.
kind of fun.
Turn that 10 into 20.
I'll take like an extra to give to Viz, so I'll take 11.
All right, cool. Do you go find Viz and hand them to him?
Yeah, I'll like wander back over and I'll like hand Viz one of the feathers and like this Viz, you use feathers, right? And just kind of holding out a faux phoenix feather.
Oh yeah, I use those for quills when I'm writing stuff or like one of my funny spells. Yeah.
She's just like holding out one of the faux phoenix feathers.
Oh, is this for me?
If you can use a feather here.
Yeah, I'll use it, and Viz will grab it. He's like, oh, thank you.
After
You're welcome.
Lorb is done giving those feathers, the faux phoenix is still halfway in the water, right?
It's like lower end is kind of in the water, like up to the waist.
Okay.
Kind of just sticking in there. There
Okay,
physically
and
isn't enough
so far
room
the
to
intensity-
drag it out. You know what I mean?
No. How far away is from where the faux phoenix is to where the entrance of the cave kind of, place where, where inside is? What's the distance?
Far, because you have to walk up a trail. Like the cave is like up the cliffs.
I'm not worried about walking. What's the distance?
Fucking.
I have a
tough
spell
question.
called I have a spell called Vortex Warp. You magically twist space around another creature you can see within range. Target must succeed on Constitution saving throw. It's dead. Or the target is teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice you can see within range.
Oh my god. Where do you want to teleport?
You didn't have to drag the thing? You didn't have to drag it?
So she was just watching Glorb flex for fun.
That's crazy.
Where are you trying to
Crazy.
put? I'd say you can position yourself in a way that you can move the creature, but like where are you trying to put the dragon? The faux phoenix.
Not the dragon.
The faux phoenix.
Well, there was like a I remember, wasn't there like a little like cave kind of thing that the dragon was like hanging out on? Or
That's
in?
where you're all currently
That's what
occupied.
everyone is in right now.
Yeah, you're gonna just put it on top of you guys?
Lock them in, take the loot and run.
Hey! So I'm gonna move the guy up there so that he's not, down here pissing in the water. Y'all might want to finish up what you're doing up there. I shout to the group.
From the bottom, no one hears you. I'm joking.
I think she means she's trying to keep from contaminating the ground when it rots.
Yeah!
Then I guess when we are done looting and stuff, we would move.
Okay, so in that case,
And
you
once
guys
everyone's
leave
out of the way,
you leave a majority of the gemstones, you leave the art pieces, you leave the normal pieces. Once you put this giant bird in there, you will not be able to access the cave again. The body will.
Well, we could always.
Okie
force
dokie.
that
The body
down,
will
but-
wet. It's not
Let
a
me be
big
clear.
hole.
Yes, I have taken so much platinum. I
All
just
of
want to
it?
be very clear that when later, I took a lot of it.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
tell
feel
you
my
guys
pockets.
now.
I feel my
The
bag.
amount of platinum.
I have like a bag of money.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys the number of platinum right now that was in that cave. The cave itself only had 210 platinum pieces. Okay, the majority of the money comes from that giant pool full of gold and silver. Most of the magically like beautiful, expensive stuff that was in the cave was the art pieces and the gemstones and the magical items. It only kept a small amount of platinum. It wasn't like an ancient dragon. It only had 210 platinum total.
I take like 30 platinum. I want everybody else to have some, unless I can take a lot of it.
I can
Yours
send
good,
you
good,
guys.
I'll
I can
share
send you
it
guys
later.
the totals after if you guys want to divide up the coin. I can send you the total right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
This is the
Let's
amount of
do the
coin
total after.
dispersed between the pool and between the and I can show you the numbers that I got from it too. Dispersed between the pool and the cave, there is 4,200 copper pieces, 14,000 silver pieces. That's what I meant when I said the pool was mainly silver. 4,200 gold pieces and 210 platinum pieces.
Minus the 2 handfuls that Glorp took from the pool.
Minus the handful.
Yeah, minus like 60
Which you
silver.
already will get. Oh. Holy shit, that's so much gold.
So that is the cop.
Are
That's
you
that's
making
the
me
money.
do math right now?
So I'm not
Goddamn.
making you guys
That-
do math. I'm just asking,
let's-
is there anything else that you want from this cave hole? Or are you guys leaving the art objects, you're leaving the items, except for the map, you're taking the map and you're taking the magical items? Are you leaving everything else? Because once Meg puts the body of this bird here, it's gonna be difficult to get in and out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think that's it. We got all the magical items. We got the gemstones we wanted. Got the map. Okay.
All the gemstones,
Yeah,
by the way,
that
are
was
in
it.
that were in the pool as well. If you didn't want to just like leave randomly in the pool, you could take those with you. Instead of like drag them up to the cave and leave them in the cave. But it's up to you.
Oh no.
I think we're good. I think we could just put the gemstones in the cart.
Okay.
We can only write so much.
All right.
We can only do so much.
So, I think as soon as we've got everything and everyone's out of the way, Nev kind of like waves her hand, and this swirl of yellow and like green becoming almost like a tealish color picks up this like the phoenix just kind of like fades into the into nothing and then just appears up there.
Glorp's
Blocking-
reaction to that.
It's just like cubed into the fucking.
You know what?
Just
That's
perfect.
fine.
Like if a kid took like was putting like a circle in the square, or like a a square in the circle hole kind of thing, but forced it in. That's kind of what's the dealio right now.
Yeah, better decompose up there than down here. I'm fine with this.
Okay.
Nev
Are
kinda
you guys
just, like,
choosing to stick
yeah.
around the lair for a little bit to sleep for the night, or are you heading out?
I feel like we shouldn't sleep in the Leviathan zone. I feel like we should retreat a little bit.
Yeah.
Do we want to, like, I know we're kind of fucked up,
So,
but do we want to, like,
we also
drive through the rest of the night?
we could have the hut.
Yeah.
We do
So
have
even
the
if we
hut.
are so even if we are chilling here, we have the hut.
I think it would be wise to retreat a small distance so that we are not immediately here in case something happens with the Leviathan corpse or in case the mother returns. I don't think we should travel through the night, but I think we should go a little ways and then rest.
We could go to where we had left the cart before.
That would, yes.
I think that's fine, yeah.
All right. You guys take the cart back to where you were before. You set up the Liamon's tiny hut. You're exhausted. You're battered. Some of you have fresh, brand new spanking injuries. But you are able to long rest. And with two of the biggest threats in the desert dispersed for the night, you sleep soundly and awake the next morning really sore from your battle. But a hell of a lot richer. Can somebody roll a d20 for me to see how they can travel for the next day? Sorry, was someone trying to say something?
Question before we do that. How are we divvying up all that platinum?
It's
in the chat.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry, I missed that one.
We'll do the chest a different time.
Oh yeah, the chest.
There is the
We'll
chest
worry
that
about
you
that a
guys
different
found, and then there's the chest you're gonna get when you find them again.
Oh, fuck. Fuck.
Whoa.
That being said, will someone roll me a d20?
Oh,
So if you're like really far away.
she's
sorry.
getting food. That's why.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. 5.
5. A
I
horrific
hope I can just walk
sandstorm
us over.
takes place throughout the day here, and you are slowed down significantly, and you do lose a day of travel. But you know the
Barry.
way, so it's not crazy, and you were already ahead of schedule. So you essentially are now just
That's good.
on time from when you expected to be heading back towards Sarnia. Yeah, so if you guys set up camp again for the night, you take another long rest. Again, the two biggest threats in the desert have just been eliminated for the time being. And with this sandstorm, nothing would be out and about anyway. So you set up the tent, the hut, you're good to go. The next day begins. I'm gonna need one more d20 roll, please.
Can I do one?
Of course you can.
D20. That's a 18.
18. You're good. You gain a day of travel.
Okay, we're back.
So-
we're back early.
Towards about so the sandstorm fades mid-morning, and as you are making your way through the deserty sands, Rhett, you notice in the distance there's a glint on the horizon as the dunes begin to move slightly downhill, and you realize you can hear a like clicking, like a do-do-do-do-do-do of the horses. And you realize that they're now stepping on a path. This deserty dune has turned into for the last couple kilometers anyway, a cobbly, put-together road. And you look to your left and you can see along this trail a tunnel. And you realize that the progress for the bullet train you've caught up with. And it goes kind of through this, like, you can see the train tracks kind of like poking out above you from where it stems out, and you can see workers kind of climbing along the top about a couple kilometers from you, but you can see them in the distance. And in the distance, you see blue. A beautiful blue landscape of an ocean. And as the sands start to thin, the ground around you becomes more like sandstone, and you can see a massive white sandstone wall encapsulating the roofs of buildings. You're coming from the north, and you can see in the distance that as you're heading in, the streets are wide and lined with like tall, well-maintained sandstone buildings, intricate carvings, and these colorful glazed tiles that kind of wrap around the roof. You move downward and you catch up to these paths from other sections. There's one that goes even more north from where you came in, and you could see a caravan in the distance, what looks to be a merchant coming in. And dots of like these pink things in the distance, and you're like, pink? What the fuck, that's weird. And as you head down, you are approaching the big sandstone gates of the north entrance to Sarnia. You see clad everywhere soldiers of operators, who are, of course, you've seen them before. They're in Westover as well. They're in every like land owned by the Toma Gold, who like operate and control them. These are the police force here. And you see the guards of the operators kind of like in their white uniforms standing. They have like veils covering their heads to protect them from the sun. But you see there's like a couple up in the parapets along the sides of these walls that you're like heading into. And then about half a dozen on the ground. And as you guys arrive, there's like one being checked. This like operator walks through with like a big like lance in his hand. He kind of takes a peek in, he nods, and then the caravan heads inside. You guys are in the line waiting to go into the city, and you see quite a long line. And you wonder if this is normal. As you prepare to head to the gates, what are you all doing?
I assume Glorb is probably will have volunteered to drive unless... Oh, wait, no, or did we load down the cart? We still need someone driving the cart, right?
Yeah.
You guys didn't take
Glorb will
everything.
have volunteered to drive unless anyone else does.
Because you guys didn't take everything, you could all still sit in the cart. You just have a lot of dragon.
Yeah.
A lot of gross dragon flesh.
You're gonna look at it and be like, oh.
Look at
I
it.
got
Oh,
it.
it's just rotten, dog.
She rolled a natural 20. It's incredibly well cleaned.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, so
Aurora
unless
kinda has
anyone
a
else
little,
like, really
little
wants...
smug look on her face, just like, this is mine.
Yeah, unless anyone else really wants to drive the cart, Glorb will have spent most of this trip just, like, silently driving the horses.
You realize as you guys are approaching that the guards are looking into the carts, kind of like scanning. Around their necks, can all of you make a group perception check for me?
I got an 18. That's cracked. For Nev.
That is a 19 for me.
19 as well.
Also 19.
Ooh.
It's 17 for Mirabelle.
Okay.
23 for Viz.
8.
Around their
Just-
necks, most of
Cecilia's
you are
got
able
it.
to
Admiring
see...
her jewels.
Oh shit, sorry, I just saw your message, Evan.
Oh, that's just like in the middle, just so like they're like, hey, we're not dead.
Oh yeah, you get a response from
Like during the
Bridget.
trial.
That's just
Yeah.
like, fantastic, glad you're still alive. Head to the Sun Spire and meet us at the castle.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, no. Go to the inn. Go to the inn she told you to go to. That's what she says.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. I can't remember I didn't write down the name of the inn. Why am I so dumb? It's fine. Okay.
I wrote it somewhere. I'll look for it.
Okay. You realize around all the necks of the guards, they have beautiful pink and white and red beaded necklaces. Not in uniform by any means. But as they walk around, you see that a couple of the other folks in front of you are in very high spirits. And people are kind of heading into the city with like smiles on their faces, and like as their carts move through, some of them are merchants who seem to be like excited. These guards are all wearing these pink, white, and red beaded necklaces. Thank you, Evan. So, The guards are about to interrogate you. So who would like to take the lead here?
Not Glorb.
Is it gonna be Viz?
Not Nev.
It's gonna be
It's
Viz.
I
It's
assume
going to
whoever's
be
been
Viz.
sitting shotgun with Glorb.
Let's make it Viz. It'll be Viz.
Okay. Viz takes a front seat. One of the guards heads up, taps their pike on the ground and goes, greetings! Happy eve of good love and good luck. Welcome to Sarnia. What is your business in the city
Thank
on this
you.
fine eve?
We're hoping to meet our friends before the festival and seek. Evan's forgetting the word.
Audience?
Council?
Hopefully, council. Hopefully, get counsel with Princess Mayhan about a quest.
Make a persuasion check for me.
I'm good at those. That's a 24.
24. He kind of, his eyes blink, and you realize under this gear, this is what looks to be a young dragonborn, like of a brassy color, whose eyes kind of blink wider. An audience with the princess. So you're adventurers then.
Yeah.
All right. Do you come with illicit goods?
What does that mean? What does illicit mean? I don't know what that means.
It means illegal.
This will look back
Yeah,
at
Mike,
what
you got
what is illegal?
Yeah, we're. No.
Just say no.
I mean, I don't think so. We have a bunch of
Oh, God.
like
Jesus Christ.
we got like
That's
dragon
not-
stuff
Yo,
going on.
When Viz
border
says that,
patrol
all
would
that
be
does-
flanking you guys.
When Viz says that, when Rhett hears that, all Rhett does is just sigh and just put his hood up and goes invisible.
You go invisible.
Just instantly. I'm gonna say Aurora gives Rhett a look of like, you traitor. She doesn't say it. She just gives him a look, or where she
The
assumes he is.
guard gets a little nervous at that and kind of like waves a hand, and a couple more guards begin to kind of just like flank the caravan. Usually we're not that finicky, but that was not very convincing.
No, that's fair. I don't know what's illegal here. That's the thing.
Oh, any illicit substances from places like Umberfall, that would be, and he begins to like list an insane amount of what sounds like party drugs.
Just no. Just no.
Smoking higher, bear
They'll each be Viz.
oils.
Okay, Shex, I don't have any of that on me, right?
Yeah.
You just
I don't
are
know.
it. I'm joking.
Look,
Yeah,
I might
Viz,
stink of it, but she doesn't have any.
Normally, Viz has his funny weed for his kazoo, but he doesn't have any. He ran out. So he has his kazoo, but like that's not drug.
He unravels a scroll. Alright, our current list of contraband includes live geese, books that bite, unregistered pocket dimensions, weapons named Betsy, singing mushrooms, a potion of finite bees, paintings that judge you, undead informal wear, mirrors that show alternate timelines, bards with more than one lute, or Mr. Fallwalker. Which Mr. Fallwalker is
Parts with more than
is a
one.
drug.
More than one loot.
Viz will show him his loot. He's like, I got one right here. Don't worry, I don't got more than one.
And then Rhett sweats at a book that bites and looks at Cecilia, but he's invisible, so no one sees him.
Yeah, we don't got any of that.
Fantastic. In that case, besides those illicit substances that I referenced before, we'll just take one look inside your cart real quick, and then we'll let you on your way. How many are traveling in your
Alright, sounds
adventuring
good.
party?
Sorry, what was that?
I just noticed this poor Dragonborn's going to
Oh, well,
see
that's
the
7.
skinned blue dragon.
Oh, 7? Fantastic. we'll just come in and pop in and say hi to you guys.
Oh,
real
I
quick.
go uninvisible. I go uninvisible.
You pull the hood down. The guards begin to make their way.
I go
The
really
green
quickly
dragonborn,
uninvisible.
the green dragonborn waves and just taps his pike on the ground and goes, greetings and happy love and light to all of you on the eve of this lovers festival. Are any of you victims of trafficking or here on accords not your own?
Oh, kid.
No.
You're not
Aurora
supposed to
blinks.
ask like that.
that's
Aurora
crazy.
blinks.
Cecilia's gonna loudly say no for everybody.
This kid, you can see, by the way, Viz, you get a good eye at this. The one guard who's behind this kid is another like big husky like black dragonborn who's like massive, and he's just got his head in his hands and he's just shaking his head. You get the sense that he's training him and he's not super impressed, but he's doing the job. And he's just kind of.
Can Nev pull a prank? Can Nev say, yes, they kidnapped me?
No, that is
No.
the worst idea,
No.
Meg. That is literally the worst
Why?
idea.
She's clearly related to the one you just spoke to.
The kid
I'm
looks
just
back and
joshing
forth.
you, kid.
Oh, okay.
She has
okay.
brain damage.
Oh,
No, I don't
adventurers
have
makes
brain
sense.
damage. I have
Yes,
nerve damage. This
we
one has
were-
brain damage, and like looks and like points at Cecilia.
He-
Aurora looks at the guard. She recently took damage from lightning breath.
I see you
She just
have
kinda
the
shrugs.
hide of a massive dragon. Can we confirm that this dragon was not illegally poached?
Define
So
illegal
tried-
poaching. Because
It's
it
tried
did
to-
attack us.
Define
And so
illegal
I
poaching
would
is
argue-
crazy.
He
That
takes a
was
note and writes down,
self-defense.
attacked us, and he goes, okay, great. May I get your name and adventuring party name for the records? How long will you be staying?
Oh,
The
like
Deadly
maybe a
Sins?
week max?
Week,
Alright.
yep, week max. Deadly Sins.
Deadly Sins. And he gets each of your names, writes them down, and goes, all right, everything is looking good here. Happy Lovers Fest to you all, and please enjoy the tiled crown of Sarnia. And he kind of waves a hand, and the gates behind you open. The black dragonborn's just shaking his head, but just like waves a hand
Jack?
for you guys to go on.
Shex, I just gotta say, I'm picturing this poor little dragonborn. He's like got glasses on and just like is as scrawny as a toothpick.
He's pretty scrawny. He doesn't have glasses because they're not. You're not allowed to wear them in the operators. You have to have your eyes corrected.
Oh, I hope the kid has contacts.
It's the Air Force of Sarnia.
Oh my god, they
No,
have to have
that-
perfect vision? That's crazy.
That entire comment of like, are any of you being trafficked? And that cracked Nev up so bad.
Meanwhile, Aurora's like, I am literally an illegal alien.
All right.
No!
You guys
No!
you guys see the gates open up, and as you begin to see the inside glance of Sarnia, one of the guards nods and goes, entry to the Sun Spire, and you guys push through to the northern district. As you pass through, the streets are lined with these like tall sandstone buildings that you saw in the distance. The colorful glazed tiles, there's people running in the streets. You could see like beautiful banners and lanterns and like pinks and whites and reds that are kind of like layering down the street. There are people everywhere. They're just walking about, like pacing. Some of them are dressed a little nicer. You get the sense here that like 40% of the people you see, by the way, are kobolds, and 40% are dragonborn. And then there is a smattering of other people who are here, but a lot of them look like tourists, in all different like dragonborn and kobolds in all different colors and shapes and sizes, and they kind of like move. Some of them are taller, some of them are shorter, some of them look like they could be like a kobold dragonborn like hybrid of some kind, where it looks like they're like kind of in the middle of like the height of a dragonborn and the stature of a kobold. And as you move through these like beautiful cobbled sandstone streets, you can see that there's blues and greens of like palm trees and like beautiful like desert flowers that kind of are erupting from people's like gardens. This is a big city in the sense that it's spacious. But most of the buildings have a maximum of 3 floors to them, 4 floors. And the people here seem to be fairly well off in this portion of the district. As you're like going down the street, you can see the rest of the city kind of like weaving out in front of you. You can see that there's a dock section that seems to be along like the area that like around the ocean where there's like a port, and you can like see like people moving along the docks. And then farther down you see what looks like this beautiful like covered like bazaar, maybe like a kilometer and a half down the other way. A big open market because you can see all the tents, and that seems to be where a majority of people are going right now or walking to. And then there's smaller sandstone, less beautifully adorned tile roofs farther out into the city. So you seem to be walking in at like the really like peak point of Sarnia where like the wealthier individuals live. About like half a kilometer down the road and to the left, you can see the first large spire of a beautiful sandstone castle. It's gated off with like a white iron kind of gate along the sides, and you can see beautiful like stained glass windows kind of along the inside of the castle. And that seems to be like an entirely separate place. The palace itself, towering structure of that white stone capped with these domes of what looks like blue, like lapis-y colors and gold like woven through it. And there's a fence around it, but people are moving in and out of there as well. You get the sense that it's just like a check spot, but like there seems to be some kind of like public opportunity to move there as well. As you're moving through, you hear the sound of a little boy. And he's running along your cart. He kind of ducks under your cart as it's moving, which is crazy. But he ducks under your cart as it's moving and then sprints. He's wearing like a little collared shirt and a hat. And he goes, extra, extra! The latest edition of the Golden Herald! The latest edition of the Golden Herald! Coming to you tomorrow! Lovers Festival! I'll be right here. First one to see it. First one, I'll be here. You can find me tomorrow. I'll be here. And he kind of like moves through. And then you see he's getting chased by what looks like another little boy that's following him as well. That goes, your paper sucks! Get the Silver Sun instead! I'm here! I have the Silver Sun! I'll be here tomorrow! And then he kind of like follows him through the weaves. And you get the sense that these two are kind of just like running around the city. Because they're incredibly fast. And they're gone before you can even kind of process them. And this is your first grasp of Sarnia. So where are you going? What is your guys' plan?
I think we're going to the inn that Ginny told us about.
Lord maybe isn't as uncomfortable as she was in Westover, but she's clearly not comfortable in this environment. She looks vaguely displeased.
Nev is people watching.
Okay. Sorry, where are you guys going? Oh, that wasn't entirely clear to me.
The Sunset Inn.
The inn.
And Sunset Inn. Okay. So you do remember that they did say the Sunset Inn was in the Sunspire. So that seems to be the district you're in now. So you begin to kind of like look around. Eventually, you come across a like set almost like townhouse style into this like block of other buildings. There is a sandstone building that's like a paler white than some of the others. There's a beautiful mural kind of painted on the front of it of a setting sun, and the roof tiles, you can tell that it's a separate unit in this attachment of sandstone buildings because the roof tiles are all this like beautiful like terracotta orange as they kind of spill through. There's a little sign of it that comes with like a little setting sun. You figure this is probably the place. As you guys approach with your horse and your buggy, there is a young girl. She's maybe like 13, like a juvenile dragonborn. She comes up. She has like light blue scales that seem to be growing in darker blue, and like just like a patch of like a what? Why am I blanking on the kind of hat that this is? Oh my god. Okay, I'll change it up. She's wearing a tunic.
Bellhop?
Yes, bellhop. Thank you. That's the name of it. She's got a little bellhop hat, and like a white tunic with a orange vest. And she kind of approaches you and goes, hi. My name is Kiana. I am the valet for the Sunset Inn. Are you staying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Amazing. May I take your carriage?
Lord will look at Viz when she asks. Like, may she?
Yeah, you can take her carriage. So look at the pile of dragon flesh. It's like, maybe don't look back there though.
Well, we have like a tarp or something to cover, because we've got a lot of stuff in here, not just the dragon hide.
The carriage is tarped. Like it is like covered in a tarp, and there is like a door that like a canvas door that opens and closes, because you guys have been traveling through the desert. It is covered.
Okay, so it's not like everyone can see in.
I thought it was uncovered and that it just had like raised sides.
No, it's got like a little slit on the sides where you guys can see out of it, but you can pull the tarp down so that it closes and covers like when you're not inside it. It's like a roof. It's like a pitch up tent that you can pull the roof down on the pitch up tent to cover it. But you can only fully cover it when there's nobody inside. Like you'd all have to get out to like fully cover it.
Oh.
Okay, we probably
it's
do
like
that
a pickup truck.
Yes, it's a cab of a pickup truck. That's exactly what it is.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Anyway, you all climb out. You lower the cab of your carriage, and she kind of hops up and goes, "Thank you very much. I will take your car to the back of the building. Here's your ticket." And she like reaches in and pulls out like a little. It's like a wooden medallion style, of like. It's not a coin. It's more of like a faux coin. Like it's like a little wooden,
like a little token.
Little token. Thank you. Why am I I'm struggling so hard with words today.
All good.
A little token that she hands to you, Viz. And then she kind of looks at you expectantly.
Oh, Viz will give her a gold coin.
She gasps. Thank you, sir. And she tucks it into her pocket and hops in and goes, "I'll guard this carriage with my life."
I forgot how expensive gold coins are.
Thank you.
Just gave her $500.
Thank you. I'm counting on it. I am counting on it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, well, I don't think we want to lose any of that kid in there.
This poor kid.
She nods. It's not going
Viz will
anywhere,
grab
sir.
the chest though from the back.
Oh yeah, you can take the chest and it honestly it looks like it's not an auspicious chest by any means. Like it looks like it could be a clothing chest that you're bringing in with you. So you take the chest out and you head inside. The inside is gorgeous. It has a big open like bar in like the center of the space. There's like loungeable couches and all sorts of like orangey hued colors in the back corners. There's like tables. It's like a beautiful like lounge area on the inside with two staircases that kind of split up into the back that go to like an upper level. You head inside and immediately an individual behind the bar. They are a golden dragonborn. Likely a female golden dragonborn, just on the size and stature, with another like orange vest that kind of like waves and goes, welcome to the Sunset Inn. I believe you must be the Deadly Sins.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, we are.
Your rooms are all prepared. I'll hand you your keys. The two lovely young women who have been here have already paid the fare, so Here are your keys. You can just head up to room 206 and 208.
Sounds good. Thank you.
No
And
worries.
Viz will tip his hat. Yeah.
Tip his hat. She kind of goes, can I get anything sent up to your room? Some food? Some drinks? Unless you'd like to lounge around here for a while. And you realize that, like, the downstairs, it's the afternoon, but there is still, like, somebody playing what looks to be, like, some kind of, like, stringed instrument. It sounds very calming and relaxing. And there are people kind of, like, lounging about. Lots of tourists. Not a lot of Dragonborn, not a lot of kobolds. There's, like, half-elves and halflings scattered about, a few gnomes. You see, like, a family of what look to be, like, humans who just seem so out of their element here. But are, like, the little boy in particular that's with them, he's probably, like, 11 or 12. He's having a blast. He's looking around with, like, these wide eyes. But otherwise, the inn is at your disposal.
Can I just make, like, a general, like, intelligence kind of check of, like, what, Sarnia, like, what's it kind of known for, and, like, you know, why, you know, what do tourists come here for? I'm just curious.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
17.
Okay, 17. Sarnia itself is a ancient city. It is one of the oldest cities in Westover, and it has.
You mean in Espana?
In Aspidon, sorry, my bad.
Aspidon.
It has been. Okay, so Sarnia historically has been razed to the ground and rebuilt over and over and over again. Originally, it was a city ruled by a dragon, like thousands of years ago during like the blackness. There was like rulers of like this idea that like a dragon like reigned over this land by the ocean. And then there was a period of time where Dragonborn occupied the city, and then there was a revolution between the Dragonborn and the Kobolds, and then the Kobolds took over, and then there was kind of like an era of peace that kind of like established it now. But the city itself has been rebuilt and destroyed so many times that there's actually a like the ruling families have made it an effort to prioritize uncovering the history of it, making it easily accessible for the masses. And there's also a series of very tourist-attracted catacombs under the city that span for miles. But it is also a port town. It has a lot of goods that cannot be found anywhere else because it is the only city directly connected to an ocean that kind of I don't actually believe it's an ocean. I believe it's a big lake, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I can't remember my own fucking lore.
It's a lake. Sarnis Lake.
Sarnis Lake, which connects to Coywolf River, which connects to Lockamy Lock, which you guys have flown over. The waters of this lake connect to Sudbury and Audalon and Cambridge and Malton, and they just connect everywhere, including to the Republic of Wylan and Eversummer. So it is a huge, like, it's the bottom of the barrel in terms of like where goods kind of end up before they are transferred to Westover or Umberfall. So you can find a lot of bulk goods and bartered items here as people try to sell them before they get sold to Westover and Umberfall. So fantastic market opportunity if you're looking for rare items that come from anywhere that isn't Umberfall or Westover. And Dragonborn, a lot of innately gifted blacksmiths and a lot of innately gifted crafters here as well, who tend to make their pace and occupation. That is why they're trying so hard, by the way, to get that bullet rail established.
Trade. Got it.
Anyway.
Aurora's going to look at the... Did the desk clerk say what her name was, or I forget?
She did not.
Okay.
I think we should are we going... is she still there, or are we going up to our room?
I was going to go up to our room because
yeah, she asked you if you guys needed anything, but otherwise it's just like on standby.
Cecilia will just kind of like, while everybody goes up, she'll just kind of chill next to her for a couple minutes to ask some questions.
Okay, Aurora did have a question as well, so she'll hang back with Cecilia.
Okay.
How are we divvying up the rooms? Who's with who?
Well, probably one big lady in each room, for one thing.
How many rooms did we get?
2.
Yeah, we could
Ew.
also grab another maybe.
Ginny
If
and
it's
Bridget have their
available.
own
Well,
room.
with the city this full.
So you guys head upstairs. And Aurora and Cecilia stay behind.
Yeah.
Okay, she kind of looks at you expectantly. How can I help you?
You go first.
Alright. Do you know of any good blacksmiths around that you might recommend for upgrading weapons or armor?
Oh, well, there's plenty in Sarnia. They've quite the reputation. My suggestion would actually be to, I don't particularly dwell in blacksmiths, but, you can find many of them in the Gold Ray Square, which is the marketplace. You'll find the bazaar in general there.
That was Gold Race or Gold Race?
The Gold Ray Square, which is like a section of the
Gold
town.
Race Square.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is quite a large number of blacksmiths there who are all vying for attention. You could check it out and see what suits your fancy.
Any in particular you might have heard who are good working with dragon scales?
The Dragonborn kind of just recoils a little bit.
Aurora kind of says it. Yeah, Aurora says it kind of like, sorry to be asking you this.
For clarity, from a giant dragon that was trying to kill us, not
Yes,
a
this
human,
was-
not like a person.
This
Okay.
was something that
Person.
attacked us.
Just for clarity.
The Gilded Menagerie is one of the roads in the bazaar area. They tend to have a lot of exotic goods. They sometimes have there's an exotic animal market there on occasion. There is fortune tellers and things of that style. If you were looking for a blacksmith more erratic in what they deal, that might be where you find them.
Thank you very much.
Happy to help.
Aurora looks at Cecilia.
I was wondering if there were facilities to wash up.
Oh.
Maybe get some new clothes that aren't ruined by the desert.
Oh, of course. Well, the market would be an excellent spot for clothing. There's plenty of textile workers there who would be happy to custom make something for you. But there is also the bathhouse in the Sunspire. It's just a couple blocks down the hall and then down the road, and then you make a left and you should see it.
Okay. And I was wondering to what extent, because I know the city is very, my colleague has informed me that the city's got a lot of great blacksmiths and artisans. I was wondering about booksellers.
There's a wonderful bookshop at the Golden Ray Market. It's called, and she hands you a little piece of paper. It's called To Kingdom Come.
Cecilia will write that down. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Happy to help.
No, we'll go back upstairs, I guess.
Oh,
Alright.
As we're walking up the stairs, Aurora's going to look at Cecilia and go, by the way, do you have any use for dragon scales or claws or things? I have that whole thing, so I don't know how much a blacksmith will need, but if there's
To be
anything
so
left over-
honest, or I have no idea what I would do with any of that.
I was wondering, if there's any left over, I could see if they might be able to make some sort of cloak to add for extra protection. Only if you want.
Maybe. I got my bracers now.
Yes, those are quite, I believe the term is stylish.
Yes, they're beautiful. And
Also, I did want to say, thank you for helping me when I was falling before.
Of course. Do it again. Absolutely no worries. Thankfully, I had it prepared. We were in a desert. That was a shot in the dark that I had that prepared in my spellbook that day.
Yes, indeed. I
But-
thank you very much. Otherwise, I'd be a pancake.
Yes. Well, glad you know. So, how are you doing? You were a little shaken there.
Oh, I think shaken is a kind word to use. I had my own brush with death, yes, but I recovered. Almost losing someone who's been the only family I've known for the past 10 years was a lot. And after recalling my memories, seeing that somewhere out there I have a daughter, almost losing Rhett, she shakes her head.
Too close to home.
Yes.
That's understandable. But, we're okay. We've got diamonds. So,
Do we have diamonds?
I think we grabbed
We
like
should-
one.
We have no diamonds.
Oh, we don't.
No. We should
We
get
can-
more
no, we
diamonds.
can get
We
diamonds.
should get more diamonds. We should get more diamonds. Let's put that on the list.
Agreed, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but thank you.
No problem.
And I hope I'm not intruding when I say this, but when we all saw what we saw in those memories, I'm truly sorry.
I think Aurora watches Cecilia just 1,000-yard stare for just a couple seconds. And then, oh, okay. Yes, thank you. I do appreciate that.
Aurora nods and then they continue on.
Okay. For the rest of you, as you were heading upstairs, you open your keys to 208 and 206, and as you open them, you see the interior of a series of rooms. There is a double bed in one of the rooms, and then 2 bunk beds. And then there is another room. Oh, sorry. There is a room with 2 bunk beds and a double bed, and then there's another room that just has 2 bunk beds. There's a desk. There's a closet. There's a place to get comfy. There's a chair. It's just a nice chill space. There's an open window that opens up to the back alley where you can see it's a nice back road where indeed your cart is there, and as you kind of look out and you do see that girl is just eye on the cart. She's not moving her gaze from it. She's just staring at the cart. Keeping an eye on it.
Viz goes, yeah, that's a good soldier.
Just give her a gold piece every day to watch the fucking cart. Then
They're gonna pay for this kid's college tuition.
Yeah, honestly, with a gold piece, yeah.
She's having the best summer job of her life right now.
And then you do see that it's untouched, so Bridget and Ginny are likely not here. But
is there a recent newspaper anywhere we can find?
a recent newspaper, no, but Viz, you would know this.
Okay.
There is no paper the day before the Lovers Festival.
Oh.
It's like a day that the newspaper rests for all the newspapers. It's kind of like how restaurant workers who work the day of holidays, sometimes their bosses will give them the day before off. It's kind of like that. It's the Lovers Festival is a huge paper. We can't possibly publish a paper before that. We want all of our big headlines to be on the Lovers Festival.
Got it.
And that's why a lot of the people who are extra, they run about the day before to try and hype people up about it. That being said, the sun is setting. It is getting late. It is the night before the Lovers' Festival. You've had a long day of travel. A lot of you are still injured and struggling. What would you like to do?
I think when everyone gets up there, Nev is going to get everyone's attention. So, in the past 48 hours, I've realized that a very important piece of paper has gone missing of mine, or bundle of papers, as I should say. Maybe it looks like a book, with my name on it. If any of you have an idea of where it is, be delightful.
Blank stare.
In the last 48 hours, that's what's on your mind?
Yeah.
Aurora.
Everyone just blankly stares at Nev.
Well, for your
I mean,
information,
Glorb also genuinely doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
well, for your information, all of my notes, not just about Antinethine, but my entire life's work is in that fucking journal. As well as a bunch of other personal information that cannot go to other people for reasons.
Your
Okay.
diary?
When was the last time you had it?
No, it's not a diary. I'm not a fucking sissy.
It's a diary.
It's not a
It's
diary.
your diary.
It's a
Only
journal.
someone with a diary reacts this way.
It's a bibliography, okay?
Mm.
Why y'all look at me like that? But
I'm
anyways,
gonna lean over to Aurora and ask what a bibliography is.
Aurora leans back and whispers, basically an entire recounting of one's life. So, a diary.
Okay. Right.
it also has all of my patterns and all my designs in it as well. And I have two theories. If it was none of you, looks at Glorb. What do I gauge from Glorb? Just for funsies.
Imagine Glorb and Aurora are sitting next to each other.
Suppose you should be rolling insight then? No? I mean, Glorb's not trying to hide anything, but...
I got a 4!
Well, I mean, the truth is that Glorb is baffled and kinda doesn't give a shit because this has absolutely nothing to do with her, but I don't know how you interpret that with a 4.
I feel like with
No.
Nev, whenever Nev feels an insight, it's just always the opposite of what it's actually.
Yeah.
No matter if it's like actually trying to like be like, I don't have it. It's just like, you do have it.
Yeah, Nev's like, I know you hate guns, right? Did you throw it out so then I can't? So you think I can't make my guns no more? Well, joke's on you. I know how to make guns. Nev has like crazy look in her eyes.
I didn't know you had a diary until today.
It's not a diary. God, why do y'all fucking saying that?
Okay, where was the last time you saw it?
Jex, where was the last time I saw it? Because I know the last time I used it like in game for anything like was a while ago, but I just assumed I had it this entire time.
The last time you had it was in Westover before you guys went. The last time you wrote in it was in Westover before everything that went on in the theater. When you met Flora and Sketch got yoinked somewhere else. Like, that was the last time you saw it that day.
Okay.
So it could have been gone then, or it could have been gone any of the countless days after where you didn't touch the notebook.
Got it. Nev looks at Glorb, like, suspiciously, like, well, if it ain't you, I have two other theories. It's either Sketch, that bastard, or Ayla, and if it's Ayla, we're fucked.
Well,
I don't think you were anywhere close to Ayla when everything.
So, you know that whole fight during the theater? I did get a little up close and personal with her and try to snatch the device out of her hand.
Would that teleported us?
Yeah, I obviously couldn't grab it. But she's sneaky just like Mirabelle is, so...
I think your better luck is with Sketch, probably.
Oh, we
Hey,
haven't
Viz!
we haven't
Viz, can you
seen
call
Sketch
up
in
Sketch?
person.
What was Cecilia saying?
Oh, sorry, yeah,
We
what were
haven't
you saying?
seen. I don't think we've seen Sketch in person since before that. Well, they weren't unconscious.
But they were around us for a couple days travel, at least.
Yes, before, but potentially it's around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And Sketch was unconscious. Is it possible that it was
Sketch-
somebody else entirely?
Sketch also ended up waking up,
Yeah.
before we went to the theater. It's not like they were
Yeah.
out of it before the
I guess I
theater.
just sort of wonder. Because
They
didn't
seem
you
to have the
say
most
that
beef.
you have the most beef for sure? So, like, petty reasons, I do understand why Sketch would do it. However, do you also think that maybe there could be a pride thing where she doesn't care about your journal? In terms of patent reasons?
Well, the bitch is always like, oh, Navanya, you stole my designs. Like, no, I did not steal your designs. Someone else's maybe, but not yours. Bitch, so full of yourself. Like, damn, you aren't the only genius in this fucking world. Nev, like, crosses her arms and sits down on that, on, like, the top bunk.
And there's no possible way it's anyone else.
Can Nev make a history check?
I mean, all you really know, I'm gonna say no because all you really know is that it was stolen at some point between that point and now, which is about 3 weeks.
Like, kind of like, if it's between then and now, was it the day of, or was it like after we went to the portal?
It
I
was
think
the
that's
it was
the
the
bit is that
moment
we don't
right
know.
before it was the day in Westover that you guys were walking around Westover and like going to Viz's apartment, and then Sketch was like, "I've got a lead," and then you guys went through that portal.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Viz, you think you could call up Sketch?
Not tonight.
Fair. Fair.
Wait, why not tonight? We did the
Wait,
long
why
rest.
not tonight?
Why not tonight?
Not tonight. I think I don't know, Nev. I think this is kind of cosmic karma, if I'm being quite honest.
Oh, fuck you two. Okay, fine, whatever.
You
Then
put that stupid vial in the thing when we all said no.
That is true.
Yes.
I needed to see the thing happen with my own 2 eyes, Viz.
You
But
were
we
willing
all
to risk
said no.
Cecilia's life?
That was Cecilia's idea. Cecilia did all that.
No. You don't get to play that. You literally put a vial that has already affected her magic before on top of a literal familiar of hers. What if it got on Reginald?
Are you willing to experiment
didn't.
on that?
Oh,
Can-
yeah. So
Can
you're
I
going-
summon Reginald?
Yeah, that's true. Can
Is
you summon-
Reginald okay?
Do you ritually cast Find Familiar, or do you use the spell slot?
I'm gonna
At
ritually
this- we're
cast
gonna
it.
long rest, probably.
you-
Oh yeah, I'll just do it. I'll do it. I'll.
You snap your fingers, cast Find Familiar, and Reginald appears next to you. He makes a little.
And he looks
sound.
totally normal.
He looks totally fine. It was in a sack that didn't. Reginald poofed, so
He
probably good
poofed before the sack broke.
But there was also a chance that could have broke
Yeah.
while in a
Mhm.
flaming hot.
Yeah, well, in a literal
Basically
inferno.
in an easy bake off.
Yeah, yeah. Reginald got easy baked.
But it didn't.
So you're willing to risk that every time?
No. I am trying to get to the bottom of this shit and figure this stuff out. I only have this one vial left. Okay?
Then perhaps someone who can be trusted with it should hold on to it.
Alternatively, we can make a group vow to not experiment with the anti-Nithine, without unanimous consent.
I do not think that making a vow would actually stop her from doing it if she so chose.
Especially with
Okay.
the last vial.
Yeah, last
Okay.
time that literally happened, and that was a
Mhm. Nev,
And-
if you do that again without unanimous consent, I'll tell Sketch you're in love with them.
That's
that's crazy.
See?
It's audibly goes. He takes off his hat and fans his face like that's crazy.
Aurora
Nev-
blinks. There is a lot of weight
Wait.
to that threat.
Okay, first of all, you're throwing assumptions out of fucking nowhere.
We're making claims.
Claims,
We're
yeah.
making claims.
Slander is what it is.
Then why are you getting
Well,
so
you're gonna take me
defensive
to
over it,
court?
Nev?
You're gonna take me to court? Step into a courtroom, Nev. I'm not arms dealing.
I don't do well in court. Viz knows. He's been there. Nev takes a moment and she's like looking at this vial and just like looking almost embarrassed of this entire situation.
Listen, it's not
might-
a no forever. It's just unanimous consent. We'll have to learn more about it eventually.
It might be productive to experiment. I'm not a scientist, but don't experiments traditionally involve controlled circumstances, not whims?
And at the very least, we probably shouldn't experiment on terrible creatures that can kill us. Just in case it makes them deadlier.
Or at the risk of someone's magic.
At the risk of somebody's magic, at somebody's life, at the environment. Controlled, closed off, cordoned off lab.
I think Viz gets a little uncomfortable while we're talking
Yeah.
about all this.
Like as soon as you say like lab, Nev just kind of like grimaces.
Okay, I do realize that. But something like that. Just more controlled than out in the
A
wilderness.
controlled area.
Somewhere near, medical professionals. That's not better.
That's not better.
That's not better.
It's really
I think
not.
you're only
Stop there
making
real
it
quick.
worse.
Mm-hmm. In general, though, a controlled area where we're not putting a bunch of our lives at risk, the environment at risk,
And-
or any mission we have at risk.
Yes.
Fine. I will let you guys know before I blow shit up. To be honest,
Insight.
Yeah, insight.
I'm stopping
Yeah.
you right there.
Yeah.
Insight,
Nev, okay, I'll say Nev's being honest. She's just being
Aurora's
a
inciting
dickhead.
that shit because she doesn't trust Nev at all, and that's a 23 insight.
I got a natural 20 for a 25. Can I request that if there is any form of situation that Nev
Nev
will
is-
just use it without asking? Is there any situation that I can gauge?
I think Nev's telling the truth. She's like, fine. Like, she's very apprehensive about it. So the way she, like, worded it, she's just an asshole.
Aurora just has her eye fixed on them.
We're gonna have to figure this stuff out at some point.
And Sketch will have to learn that you're madly in love with them.
I'm Nev. Can Nev throw her fucking wrench at Rhett?
I'm gonna tie
Make-
it up. I'm gonna put my hood up. I'm gonna put my hood up. I'm
You
gonna
put
my
the hood up. You put the hood up quickly. Make the attack with disadvantage, Nev. There's an unarmed strike.
Okay. That is with disadvantage. That is 15.
Does a 15 hit you?
Misses.
The red hits
Can
the
I-
wall. Boom, boom.
Actually, Aurora uses telekinetic movement to stop the wrench.
Oh shit.
She doesn't even like move her fingers or anything. It just stops. And she just looks at Nev.
Oh no.
You can learn how it works indoors, I think.
That's worse. Okay. Let me tell you. That's worse.
I think we were good at safe area. You hear as an unknown voice in the room.
The best place to experiment with anything that could be explosive or, is a junkyard, if I'm gonna be honest.
Fine, a junkyard then.
Florp
Don't
know what a
know what
junkyard is.
Yeah, does Corbin know what it is?
Probably not.
She just says, she says, a junkyard. Yeah, I guess.
I feel like by the word, I feel like the concept is fairly evident.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nev is like, I gotta take you dumpster diving sometime. Because it is fun.
I don't know if Glorb knows what a
Man,
dumpster
Nev-
is.
Nev never learns, huh?
Yeah, literally.
Look, hey guys, 9 wisdom.
Aurora still, I'm gonna say that Aurora's probably like seated. It's like found like some sort of big, cushy chair or whatever, just something that she can sit and do her trances in. Like still looking at Nev, the wrench still hovering like wherever it was sailing.
Okay,
And just looks at Nev.
Can I have that?
Before I give it back, I'm just going to ask, can we trust you? Because so far, I see no reason to trust you. You play with this thing like it's a toy. The very thing that is responsible for the death of my mate, my home, the lives and magic of several other people. So I ask you, Nev, can we trust you?
I'm trying to figure out how to word this without making myself sound worse. I want you guys to be able to trust me. Believe me. And Nev kind of looks at Viz. I have people who I care about that are being affected by this too. But you need someone as mad as our enemies to be able to get into the mind of them. I'm trying to figure out what Ayla's fucking deal is with this. And Nev's looking at the vial. If I can get into her head, then we get closer to putting this shit in the ground. I won't commit any more experiments without consulting the group.
Unanimously. You hear in the background somewhere.
But don't be surprised if there is collateral damage.
Aurora, still not moving. The wrench kind of just slowly floats over to Nev and just lowers down and then just kind of hovers in front of her for a moment, and she goes, "All right, but know that I have not Now you have not regained my trust yet. Fuck. And then she drops the wrench in your hand.
Nev catches the wrench. What'd she say?
That's what Aurora said to you before she dropped the wrench in your hand.
She just keeps calling me slurs, I swear.
It's not a slur.
Rhett like appears behind Rhett. Well, that was tense.
Rhett appears behind Rhett.
Viz.
That was a bad time to take a drink.
Nev kind of just like goes back to fiddling like with what does she even have? Usually she'd be fiddling with her journal, but she doesn't have that right now. She's fiddling with her fucking crab.
What time is it?
It's getting
I think
late.
it's like nighttime by now.
Yeah, it's getting late. By the time you arrived into the city, got unpacked, got like chilling in the room status, it's probably about like 10 p.m. now.
Interrogated Nev.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the night before the Lovers Festival, so
I
shit
have a
around town
question.
seems to be closing early as well.
Okay. Are the beds in this suite designed to accommodate people that are 7 feet tall?
Yes, because there are Dragonborn in this city. So they are.
Oh, they are.
Ah!
Oh god, that's like a king-size bed for like Nev and
This
Viz.
is bigger than a king-size bed.
They
How
are,
many
It's like a
Are
double
there?
king.
they are Dragonborn-sized twin bunks.
Oh god, so Nev and Viz are just gonna disappear in them.
So they're like just smaller than a double in real life, and then maybe a couple inches longer.
How many beds were in the 2 rooms again?
There's
Like, did each
4.
room have?
Each room has 4. So it's a top bunk and a bottom bunk in each room.
Okay, is there like? Because I know with that whole monologue that just happened, I said Aurora was sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
Is
there's a
there
chair
like
in
at least 1 or 2 armchairs? Okay, yeah, Aurora's just gonna claim that for her trance.
Alright. So as you guys set up for the night, who is in what room? I just need a quick
Unless
rundown.
Unless told otherwise, Glorb will probably just stay in whatever room Aurora's in.
Okay. So Aurora, Glorb,
Yeah, Aurora will be in whichever room Rhett's in.
Rhett, and who else?
I think Nev's gonna be in whatever room Viz is in. Either way, she's on a top bunk and she is has burrowed herself into her bunk.
Okay.
Like a fucking rat.
So we have Nev and Viz in one room, and then Aurora, Rhett, and Glorb in another. And Cecilia and Mirabelle, which room are you guys in?
I'll go into the one with Nev and Viz.
Okay.
Then Mirabelle will stay in the one with Glorb and Aurora then.
Okay. You guys settle in, lock
How
the doors.
soft?
Oh.
How soft are the mattresses?
They're not too bad. They're like mid firm. They're like in mattresses.
Is this gonna be like Edward Scissorhands?
My thought is just, I don't think Glorb has ever slept at. This seems like a real fancy inn. I don't think Glorb has ever slept on a particularly fancy bed before. So if this is like that vibe, she will be grimacing.
This is like an upper middle
Glorb sleeps on the floor.
hostel. So it's like a hostel
Yeah,
that like
she's-
people who are traveling from like in like Europe stay in when they're like, let's go to this one. You know what I mean? So it's like
So this is nice.
it's not nice because it's not like a 5-star hotel. It's like 3 stars, 4 stars.
Okay. Yeah, she is grimacing a bit. She gets into bed just for.
Rhett claims the top bunk.
All right, Red's on the top bunk. You guys settle in, lock your doors and your windows.
Just to note.
Yeah.
To note. Cecilia will. Can you cast alarm in front of like multiple things?
Yeah, you can
Does
ritually
it just
cast
take
alarm
multiple spell
twice.
slots?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it like around the perimeter of each room.
Okay, so the doors and windows of each room. You settle in once you're feeling good. You guys lie on the mattresses. You head to sleep. You have a deep, dreamless sleep. The city, ocean, like the salt's kind of like in the air constantly. Like you have a really nice sleep. Viz and Nev and Cecilia are in the same room.
Yes, the sleepover of hell.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You guys wake up at around 8 in the morning to a really, really, like, loud just knock. A loud knock on your door. Firm, quick. Eager.
Celia will run up to... Can she listen on the other side of the door?
Make
There
a
are
perception
people.
check.
A what?
Perception.
A perception?
Yeah.
16.
16. You hear the sound of Bridget and Ginny going, why would that be? I don't know, Ginny. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. And they're having a very intense conversation outside.
I will open the door.
You open the door. Do you, like, open it? Like, or do you just unlock it?
I'm going to turn off my alarm
Okay.
so it doesn't ring in my head. And I'm going to unlock the door, and I'm just going to crack it a little bit and look out.
Bridget
I'm
looks
still
at
in my
you.
pajamas, and I'm like, hello?
Bridget looks at you eagerly, and she goes, "Morning," and she's gonna push the door open to storm into the room.
Oh,
I'm going to stand in front of it.
Okay, make an opposed athletic, 2 wizards, opposed athletics checks, let's go.
Okay, I think I can do this. I
Oh,
do
this is
get
gonna be
disadvantage on this.
We're losing both wizards tonight. We're losing both of them.
Okay,
Okay,
Oh god.
11.
13. The
Oh,
weakest resistance from both of you was boom, 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 the door just opens. Bridget saunters in, Ginny
Just
goes,
like a little
I could have
cat
done that, sorry, I didn't want to hurt you, and she walks in. Bridget storms over to Nev's bed, grabs the blankets, yanks them off you, and goes, "Good morning, do you want to explain why you're on the front page of the fucking paper?" And then slams a newspaper down, and that is where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Oh my god,
Okay.
just after Aurora saying that
Okay.
she doesn't have her trust with her, this is gonna be great.
can we at least read
Okay.
the headline? I need the headline.
I will
To
read
specify,
the
is she
headline.
only addressing Nev with that?
Yeah, only Nev.
It is
Yeah,
only
oh my
addressing
God.
Nev,
Uh-oh.
and
What the fuck did Nev
Can we at
do?
Right,
least
what
get
did
the
you do?
headline? I need
here's
the
what
headline
I'll
at
say:
least.
the paper is not the Golden Herald.
Yeah. Oh no.
This is the Silver Sun,
And-
the Umberfell paper.
Enemy
Oh, boy.
territory. Okay. Oh.
Um,
Oh no, my home turf.
and your name is not mentioned in the headline. You do see
Okay.
a very familiar face, though, as the article is Sketch Azona, Westover's fallen daughter. Fraud of the floating
What?
city, now MIA. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Good calls.
Oh. There's MIA because they left.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they fucked. And my face is there? What?
Why is your face there?
Do you
it's
why
gonna
want
be
to
is
like,
it
it's
explain
gonna be
why
like you
your
possibly
name
you
is
kidnapped
on the
them.
front page of the paper? Is what she said.
What? So no,
Do you want to explain why your name is on the front page of the paper? Is
my
what she said.
name? I thought you said. I thought you
her
said.
name wasn't in there.
I thought you said my name wasn't there.
Your name is there somewhere, but not in the headline.
Oh, you said
What's in
you,
there?
you said that her
Do
name
they
was
think-
not.
It's not in the headline, but it's in the
Oh, no.
article.
Do
Got
they
it.
think you took her?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Oh
that's, I think
yeah,
that's the bit.
probably.
I think that's
Oh.
the bit. A
Oh my
deranged-
god, the
a
person
deranged-
tracking Nev.
Oh fuck.
Ah!
Anyway,
Oh my god, they think you
no.
kidnapped Fetch. They think you
Hey.
kidnapped Fetch.
That's really funny, actually. Nev's not gonna think it's funny. Meg thinks it's hilarious.
okay.
Great.
You know what? I can't do this to you guys all week. I will send you the article.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I will
thank
read-
you,
I will
because
read
I
the
have
article.
school.
Thank you.
I have
Thank
school.
you.
I have school. I can't be thinking about this all week.
I'm going to read the article out loud, and then I will send it to you guys to see. Okay?
Oh,
okay.
Alright.
so happy.
Alright. Sketchazona.
Oh, that looks really
Westover's
cool.
fallen daughter. Fraud of the Floating City, now MIA. And it is by Orlu Slate-Stride. Once hailed as the future of
Yikes.
Westover's proud operator legacy, Misty Azona, now known as Sketchazona,
Misty?
has become a shadow
We
of
knew them.
scandal for the renowned Azona family. Born to Evian and Arthur Azona, both towering figures in
Evian?
the city's leadership, Evian, Misty was handpicked from a young age to follow in their footsteps. With her sharp intellect and commanding presence, she was groomed for greatness within the operator ranks, destined to be a pillar of justice and a symbol of the city's bright future. But instead of carrying that torch, Misty extinguished it. Rather than returning to the operators after serving as a medic in the Drip Conclave conflict, Sketch abandoned her post entirely. Rejecting her family's legacy, she joined the Brass Wrench, an unremarkable Tinker's Union. It has since been seen sneaking around Westover's warehouses and dockyards. Some claim she is selling off sensitive drip information to the notorious smuggler, Nivania Voidwalker, a criminal wanted for arming dangerous factions. Though evidence of her direct involvement is scarce, the company Sketch keeps and her increasingly secret behavior have raised troubling questions about her loyalties. Now, Sketchazona is missing. While the Azona family has remained silent, rumors abound that they have disowned her for the shame she has brought upon their name. Whether she has fled the city or gone underground, one thing is certain: the daughter once poised to lead Westover has abandoned her legacy, leaving behind only doubt and disappointment. Perhaps it would be better if she never returned at all.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Yeah, fucked.
So it's not even Nev's in trouble in the paper. It's Nev is used as a reference point for how bad someone else is.
Yeah.
But it also is specifically stating like in the paper what Nev's been up to.
Yeah, you get called a
Yeah,
notorious
yeah,
smuggler.
arms dealer.
Just a heads up. You're an arms dealing smuggler now. So something has happened.
Right.
Oh,
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Dude, oh my god, guys. We gave them our names at the gates.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Oh my god,
Is this? Oh, Nev. Okay, I know that.
okay.
But Nev is
Okay,
going to be
okay.
like Viz call Sketch
Okay.
now.
What the fuck is Sketch gonna do? Okay.
Sketch ain't gonna do shit!
Sketch ain't gonna do absolute shit.
That is
okay.
true.
And
That
I
is
understand
true.
what the dust of disappearance is gonna be used for. Nev,
Yeah.
you got tied by the cops. You use it.
Nev's gonna be borrowing your fucking cloak, Rhett.
Yeah, she's gonna about to borrow my jacket.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Shit, we gave our names!
That's so funny. I
Oh my
forgot
God,
about
we
that. You
absolutely
totally
gave our
gave your names.
I thought that's why you asked it.
Oh.
I thought this was all an elaborate
boy.
plan.
It
I'm
was
like, yeah,
not.
you asked your
It
names.
was not. I forgot. You just gave me fucking.
Oh, have we not
fodder.
reminded you,
No, I would have forgotten. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Sarnia, guys. Thank you for playing.